The world's most advanced armored vehicle is dispatched to the desert for a special mission, but the people inside are neither vicious criminals nor elite special forces, but a group of teachers. You should have received the notice. Please do not leave the designated area without permission, and avoid saying anything provocative to the inmates. This is crucial. It turns out, the destination of this journey is the world's largest international prison, Vergeland. Because of the prison's notorious reputation, a deathly silence fills the vehicle throughout the journey. Finally, a female science teacher named Lala can't help but greet the man beside her. It turns out, the man next to her, named Jiang Tanding, is also a science teacher, just like her. However, aside from the two of them, the other teachers each handle a different subject. After brief introductions, the teachers in the vehicle begin to warm up to each other. One of the teachers naturally starts explaining the legend of Vergeland. It turns out that Vergeland's origin is nothing like ordinary prisons. 50 years ago, a meteorite fell in the desert. Through the combined efforts of nations around the world, a prison named Vergeland was built 5 years later. Because of this meteorite, many people online speculate that aliens are held here, and some scholars even claim that Vergeland connects to the gates of hell. So I suspect our students aren't inmates, but monsters. However, his words are immediately challenged by Jiang Tanding. As educators, we shouldn't believe such rumors. No matter where they are, everyone is just trying to survive. Everyone has the right to learn. But Teacher Tanding, aren't you afraid? Even if those rumors are false, it's still a prison. It holds inmates from all over the world. They just lack education. At least that's what I believe. Before other teachers can respond, the accompanying soldier announces, 5 minutes until we reach Vergeland. Jiang Tanding finally sees the full view of the prison where he will teach. It's a steel beast wrapped in fog. The world's largest prison, Vergeland. The accompanying soldiers remind them to surrender personal items and that photography is prohibited. However, everyone discovers that the entire prison is shrouded in thick fog. Forget photography, they can't even identify directions with the naked eye. This is only the first checkpoint. To actually teach, they must enter at least the second checkpoint. After surrendering your personal items, we'll escort you teachers to your respective classrooms. For your safety, we hope you'll strictly follow our protocols. Perhaps because of those rumors, Jiang Tanding truly feels this place is terrifying. But having come this far, he has no choice but to continue. Jiang Tanding keeps telling himself not to be afraid. Everything is for survival. By the time Jiang Tanding calms himself down, he arrives at his classroom. But as soon as he sits down, he notices something wrong. The place where he's supposed teach is actually an isolation classroom, and even the glass in front is bulletproof. Jiang Tanding wonders, can the students even see the blackboard clearly? Before he can ask, the soldier in charge opens the door. Teacher Jiang, are you ready? We're bringing in the inmates. Do not leave your seat until the class ends. Remember this. As the iron door slams shut with a clang, Jiang Tanding's heart rises to his throat. He faintly hears footsteps drawing closer. His students are arriving. However, the moment the door opens, Jiang Tanding gasps. He can't believe that these bizarre-looking figures before him are his students. Looking at these figures, Jiang Tanding's fear reaches its peak. He recalls the rumor again. Vergeland is filled with monsters. Jiang Tanding keeps encouraging himself. He tells himself these are humans. They just lack education. After several deep breaths, Jiang Tanding finally calms down. The moment he picks up the microphone, he becomes that confident teacher again. Hello everyone. I'm Teacher Jiang Tanding, and I'll be teaching you science. To lighten the mood, Jiang Tanding makes a small joke. Many interesting subjects are offered this time, but I heard science is the most popular. Why is that? Are you planning to build rockets to escape? However, to Jiang Tanding's surprise, the inmates remain in deathly silence. This leaves Jiang Tanding unsure how to proceed. He has to bring the topic back to the lesson. Today we'll choose a topic, simpler and more interesting than building rockets. Let's explore nature. You should see what's on your desks. Those are sweet potatoes. Growing sweet potatoes is typically a science activity for elementary students, but these inmates from around the world mostly grew up in gangs. The experience of growing sweet potatoes is completely foreign to them. The process might be boring at first, but Jiang Tanding believes they can understand the value of life as the sweet potatoes grow. Dear students of Vergeland, we're meeting here today because you all have hearts that want to learn. In my view, you're all like this sweet potato, possessing unlimited potential for growth that isn't affected by your environment. So starting today, let's try growing sweet potatoes together. However, before Jiang Tanding finishes speaking, someone slams their fist on the table. Are you mocking me for looking like a sweet potato? That's not what I meant. I'm saying you all have unlimited potential for growth, just like sweet potatoes. But before Jiang Tanding can resolve the sweet potato head issue, he hears someone biting into a sweet potato. Several students have already started devouring their sweet potatoes. You can't eat those. I'm just giving them to you, not for you to eat. Jiang Tanding can't understand why these people, who came voluntarily, refuse to cooperate. Just then, Jiang Tanding hears an extremely impatient, "Hey!" He quickly looks toward the source. "Put away those childish tricks. Tell us how the fog is made." Hearing this, Jiang Tanding freezes for a moment. How the fog is made? Thinking of the fog around Vergeland, Jiang Tanding suddenly understands. You want to know how fog is formed? Scientist? Don't you know what the fog is? I'm just a science teacher. Are you calling me scientist in response to my joke? However, before Jiang Tanding can finish, the bulletproof glass before him shatters. The man who just asked the question uses no weapon. He smashes the bulletproof glass with his head. In that instant, Jiang Tanding is completely stunned. He's never seen anyone so terrifying. Do you think I'm joking? Control room, An inmate has broken the glass. Almost the instant Jiang Tanding calls for help, a large group of fully armed soldiers rush into the classroom. They don't target any specific person, but fire indiscriminately at everyone. In that moment, Jiang Tanding feels everyone here is insane. He frantically pounds on the door, hoping someone will let him out. But the voice in his earpiece says, "You must wait until everyone has been eliminated." Jiang Tanding can't imagine killing everyone here just because of one person's mistake. Even a blind man without eyes has a gun pointed at his head. However, when Jiang Tanding comes to his senses, he discovers that the blind man he mentioned just crushed a soldier's steel helmet with one hand. This is a complete massacre, but the target is wrong. This is inmates slaughtering guards. At this moment, he's absolutely certain that these figures before him are monsters. Watching such a bloody scene, Jiang Tanding feels like he can't breathe. His consciousness becomes increasingly blurry until he finally passes out completely. Jiang Tanding doesn't notice that the hooded man in the corner has been staring intently at him. After some unknown time, Jiang Tanding slowly opens his eyes. However, he sees a man in prison uniform crouching in the corner. The moment their eyes meet, a deathly silence fills the air. Due to the massive shock he received, Jiang Tanding is clearly still not fully conscious. He actually asks who the man is. After becoming slightly more alert, he immediately notices something strange about his surroundings. This environment seems to be inside the prison. What's going on? Where am I? The instant he hears the words "my home," Jiang Tanding can't help but turn to look at the man. Without a doubt, the person before him is an inmate. He suddenly remembers that before he passed out, there was a riot in the prison. Jiang Tanding has already guessed the answer, but he doesn't dare accept reality. "Excuse me, is this the prison? Is this Fogland?" The man in prison uniform keeps nodding. "You must have brought me here because you need something from me." The man nods while handing him the sweet potato in his hand. "Please teach me how to grow sweet potatoes." In that instant, Jiang Tanding is completely speechless. He never expected the reason he was dragged into the prison would be this. Because of sweet potatoes? You brought me here? Because of sweet potatoes? You brought me to a den of lunatics and psychopaths? Jiang Tanding feels like he's going insane. He finally believes what that teacher said. What's held here isn't human at all. Those guards were torn to pieces by these lunatics with their bare hands, and now it's his turn. Jiang Tanding suddenly notices that this man, number 182, keeps his right hand behind his back while talking. Jiang Tanding thinks to himself, "Is that a knife? You damn bastard!" Sensing something wrong, Jiang Tanding suddenly charges forward. To avoid being killed by number 182, he must strike first. Fortunately, Jiang Tanding's plan works. Number 182 is caught off guard. He believes he's now in control of number 182. After all, this guy still looks somewhat within the range of human, a person who had no presence even during the riot. So Jiang Tanding believes as long as he stays calm, he can definitely control the situation, and the first thing to do now is to seize the weapon in his right hand. However, Jiang Tanding then discovers that there's no hand in this guy's right sleeve at all. Although extremely embarrassed, he still ties up number 182's only left hand. While using violence is wrong, then again, I'm in crisis because of your stupid actions. Kidnapping in a prison, this is absolutely absurd. You wanted to learn how to grow sweet potatoes? Sorry, no comment. Listen carefully, I won't teach a brainless person, just eat the sweet potato. At least that way it won't be wasted. And I'm leaving this place now. What's the room number here? What time is mealtime? The doors outside should still be locked, right? Jiang Tanding believes that with such a serious riot, the prison must be on high alert. The guards are probably looking for him. As long as he makes some noise, they'll definitely find him. However, Jiang Tanding discovers that outside the room is filled with fog. He can't see anything at all. He desperately shakes the iron door, hoping someone outside will notice him. However, the next second, the door he thought was locked pushes open. Jiang Tanding finds it hard to believe. The prison cell door opened that easily? Logically, a prison cell door shouldn't open this easily. The moment he steps out of the room, Jiang Tanding finally discovers that this place is completely different from any prison he knows. Rather than calling Fogland a prison, it's more like a city. What's going on? This isn't a prison at all. How could this be a prison? Where did you bring me? Jiang Tanding barely shouts twice when a pale hand covers his mouth from behind. Shut up. Your voice has been too loud since earlier. There's no way out of here. Just endure and survive like this. Survive? Here? In this dump? This damn lunatic. I'm a normal person, not an inmate. How could I live here like you people? You scum of society. Jiang Tanding's voice suddenly stops. At some point, a mountain of flesh like a giant has appeared beside them. Unlike the thin number 182 beside him, that guy is definitely not someone he should provoke. I'm really sorry, I wasn't talking about you just now. However, number 182 beside Jiang Tanding suddenly speaks up. What are you looking at, you punk? The instant he hears this, the mountain-like inmate raises his enormous fist. But to Jiang Tanding's surprise, the person he punches is actually him. After the beating, the inmate also steals Jiang Tanding's clothes. I already told you not to be so loud. You damn jerk. This is all because of you. Now my clothes have been stolen too. Why do you always do stupid things that hurt others? Do you really have no brain? Why did you provoke that monster? Are you even listening? You armless idiot. Seeing number 182 remain motionless, Jiang Tanding thinks he might have gone too far. However, the next second, number 182 actually starts undressing right in front of him. In that instant, Jiang Tanding is completely terrified. He thinks some kind of drama scene is about to unfold. Despite Jiang Tanding's repeated apologies, number 182 takes off all his clothes. However, what happens next doesn't develop as Jiang Tanding expected. Put it on. After taking off his clothes, number 182 hands them to Jiang Tanding. Only now does Jiang Tanding notice his sculpted muscles. Jiang Tanding realizes he must be more careful when speaking to number 182 from now on. Excuse me, if I wear this, won't the rescue team have trouble finding me? No rescue team will come for you. The shoulders killed them all. In Fogland, it's best not to make yourself look different from other inmates. Alright, let's go. It's about time to eat. The moment he hears this, Jiang Tanding perks up. It's mealtime now. If he can meet staff members, maybe he can get out. Meanwhile, the inmate who stole Jiang Tanding's clothes is happily singing. At some point, a person appears before him. Tell me, where did these clothes come from? The moment he sees who it is, the man instinctively kneels down. Shoulder, sir. I took it from a guy with glasses in Tofu Village. He seems to have just moved here. Tofu Village? So he's in Tofu Village. The man wants to show off, but gets a blade through his head from the shoulder he mentioned. Before long, that mountain-like man lies on the ground completely motionless. I finally found you, my dear teacher. On the other side, Jiang Tanding and number 182 head toward the cafeteria. A gray forest cast from steel and concrete, and gray skin like protective coloring, and pupils like those of beasts. Filled with hunger, Jiang Tanding's whole body trembles. He really doesn't know what these things are. Jiang Tanding doesn't know if they're human or beast, but one thing is certain. He must stay close to number 182. This is the world's largest prison, Fogland. Crows flying overhead from time to time make this place look more like a gray forest. Is this really a prison? It looks too strange. It's really too strange. Obviously a prison, yet people can move around freely. And some people here look drunk. And those things up there, those should be people, not decorations, right? Wasn't Fogland built by multiple nations together? Does this management system really make sense? Your voice is a bit loud. Number 182 doesn't respond, but calmly reminds him. Coming to his senses, Jiang Tanding finally realizes he must be crazy. How could he expect this guy to answer these questions? This guy is a kidnapper, and has the same crazy look in his eyes as those others. Jiang Tanding keeps reminding himself that the person before him is also a lunatic. He can't trust anyone. Fortunately, they encounter no trouble along the way. The two arrive at the cafeteria smoothly. However, the scene here still differs significantly from what Jiang Tanding imagined, because in this abnormal place, this cafeteria is somewhat too normal. Jiang Tanding suspects that guards might be managing this cafeteria. He quickly looks ahead. In that instant, Jiang Tanding freezes. This absurd ordeal is finally going to end. Judging by his uniform, the man standing at the end of the line is a prison guard. However, since he's now wearing inmate clothes, Jiang Tanding needs to show how he's different from them. Time passes second by second. Jiang Tanding slowly reaches the front of the line. When it's his turn to get food, Jiang Tanding deliberately lowers his voice. Guard, sir, I'm a teacher participating in the inmate re-education program. My name is Jiang Tanding. During this prison riot, I was kidnapped by this hooded man beside me. You should know about the riot, right? Please report to your superiors immediately. I'm that missing teacher, Jiang Tanding. But no matter what Jiang Tanding says, the guard before him never responds. Not until Jiang Tanding raises his head does he notice something wrong with the guard. Not only are his eyes vacant, but saliva is dripping from his mouth. Jiang Tanding can't understand why fate is toying with him like this. If you're not eating, get lost. The ladle mercilessly hits Jiang Tanding on the head. Even after getting his food and returning, Jiang Tanding hasn't recovered from his disappointment. He really doesn't understand why things turned out this way. That man was clearly a guard, so why did his eyes look like that? And his mind also seemed disturbed. Could that guy not be a guard? But everyone here wears inmate uniforms. Only that guy wore a guard uniform. As Jiang Tanding searches for other guards, he suddenly notices several inmates staring at him. Jiang Tanding thinks to himself, this is bad. If this continues, he'll be trapped here forever. Looking at number 182 beside him, gulping down food, Jiang Tanding comes up with an idea. To leave this place, he stops number 182 who's eating. Didn't you tell me before that you wanted to learn how to grow sweet potatoes? I can teach you how to grow sweet potatoes, but in exchange, you have to help me get out of here. This is the last method Jiang Tanding can think of, using number 182's stupidity. Do you think I'm an idiot? Just with a sweet potato, you want me to tell you how to leave here? Of course not. Didn't you say you brought me here because you wanted to learn to grow sweet potatoes? If I teach you, then I have no reason to stay here anymore. Besides, you brought me in like this, you should take some responsibility. After some thought, number 182 speaks. To leave here, you must become a supreme leader. Supreme leader? What's that? Like some kind of captain? Anyway, someone like you can't do it. I didn't say I wanted to become one. In any case, do you mean only by becoming a supreme leader can you contact people outside? Either ascend to heaven or fall. That's the only way out? What does that even mean? Can you explain in detail? Stop asking. No matter how Jiang Tanding asks, number 182 refuses to speak. You never planned to help, did you? In that case, I don't need to stay by your side. I must leave this filthy place as soon as possible. And you'll regret this. If I escape, you won't be able to avoid legal judgment. my family. However, Jiang Tanding doesn't finish his sentence. After all, these people are just inmates, not worth arguing with them. Just then, Jiang Tanding hears an unfamiliar voice. Teacher, are you Teacher Jiang? In that instant, everyone in the cafeteria looks toward the entrance. Hope suddenly ignites in Jiang Tanding's heart. They're here! The rescue team has finally arrived. I'm here. I'm Jiang Tanding. Jiang Tanding shouts while frantically running toward the entrance. He believes as long as he can reach the entrance, this nightmare will end. I'm a science teacher at a public high school, 32 years old. I'm here. However, to Jiang Tanding's surprise, what arrives isn't a rescue team at all, but another group of inmates. In that instant, Jiang Tanding panics. He ran from one hell straight into another. Long time no see, Teacher Jiang. Do you remember me? I attended your sweet potato class too. Watching the man approach, Jiang Tanding steps back gradually. How could he forget this guy? This is the first time he's seen such a tall human. At this moment, Jiang Tanding hears voices around him. It's a shoulder. The man is one of the 6 shoulders in Area A. Just like his height, the man is called Tower. Only now does Jiang Tanding finally remember how this guy took down the guards. Facing the bullets fired at him, Tower didn't dodge, but casually grabbed a companion beside him. Isn't this too rude? We voluntarily signed up to learn, yet you come with guns. And since you shot first, I don't need to be polite to you either. Right? Under everyone's gaze, Tower pulls out a knife from his mouth. After that, he begins a massacre. This guy is a complete lunatic. Recalling these scenes, Jiang Tanding can't help but fall to his knees. Why are you looking for me? Why else? Of course, to continue the class. But let me tell you first, I have no interest in sweet potatoes. Let's learn something meaningful, like how to make the fog. As Tower speaks, he holds 3 blue spheres up to Jiang Tanding's face. The instant Tower takes out the 3 spheres, the eyes of surrounding inmates all light up. It's the fog, and it's super large fog, Jiang Tanding suddenly remembers. That guy who triggered the riot in class also mentioned the fog. Could the fog these inmates talk about refer to these blue spheres? But to verify his guess, Jiang Tanding asks Tower, what are these blue spheres? You're actually asking me what these are? You really don't know? Impossible. You're a science teacher. How could you not know? Shouldn't teachers know everything? I've never seen this thing. Nothing like this exists in the outside world. This is why we went to class. For the fog. The 6 shoulders gathered together. Our purpose in attending class was to bring you back. It doesn't matter if you don't know what the fog is. We can start learning now. As Tower speaks, he forcefully tries to shove the blue sphere into Jiang Tanding's mouth. Watching this scene, the surrounding inmates can't help but drool. Get that thing away. As Jiang Tanding speaks, he violently pushes Tower's hand away. The instant the 3 spheres fly out, the surrounding inmates' eyes all light up. They rush madly toward the 3 spheres. Watching this incredible scene, Jiang Tanding can't help but widen his eyes. Just for those 3 so-called fog spheres, inmates who seemed relatively normal are now fighting violently. Seeing this, Tower seems to have expected it. See? Everyone craves the fog. The fog is gold, a blessing from God. That old fool swallowed the fog, that damn bastard. Spit it out now. But no matter what they say, the old man who swallowed the fog just stands there motionless. Others start tearing at him, ripping his body to shreds, yet the old man maintains his position. He's even smiling. These filthy tofu village people, getting so excited over one fog sphere. As for that old man, he'll either ascend to heaven today or gain amazing abilities. Of course, that requires enough fog. How about it? You're interested too, right? Only now does Tower notice Jiang Tanding's body trembling. Perhaps because of this disgusting scene, or because he touched the fog, he vomits all over the ground. Jiang Tanding has somewhat forgotten why he came to this place. He just wants to go home now. What are you saying? Home, I want to go home. I can't make it. I'm seeing that thing for the first time. I'm not a scientist. I'm just an ordinary teacher. Stop joking. TV shows say teachers can make ultra-high purity drugs to sell. That's just a TV show. And that was a chemistry professor. Not like me. I'm just an ordinary high school teacher without even a doctorate. The instant Jiang Tanding shouts this, the surroundings fall into deathly silence. So you're saying you're worthless? I was the first one to find the teacher. I thought I was going to win. I thought I could become a supreme leader. As Tower speaks, he slowly pulls that knife from his mouth. This guy is completely worthless after all. Hearing this, Jiang Tanding thinks of his family. A good-for-nothing guy actually went to get a teaching certificate. Are you planning to play house with children? No one in our family has less than a doctorate. Are you going to shame the family? Someone who can't publish a single paper in 6 years, what can you teach? Tanding, don't run away. Take another year to prepare a new paper. Mom and Dad, you don't need to say that. Being a teacher isn't bad. At least let him do something he's capable of. The one suffering most is Tanding. 6 years and still no doctorate. But people should know their limitations. Jiang Tanding's father was a renowned scholar who frequently appeared on television. His mother held a doctorate in law. As for his brother, he became president of the Psychological Association at a young age. And Jiang Tanding earned the respect of countless people on the podium. But once home, his status was lower than a dog's. Until that day, when everything changed. International prison? What's that? A prison under the United Nations. I'll be teaching there. It's a direct UN institution with excellent benefits. I know that place. It's called Fogland, right? That's impressive. I heard all the world's lunatics are held there. no matter where those people are. They're just trying to survive. Tanding, do you really have to go? You have a stable job at school now. I'm quite reassured. Why? What are you doing? What are you trying to pull? Because I believe providing learning opportunities to those who lack education is very meaningful for us educators. However, the moment Jiang Tanding finishes speaking, his brother can't help but spit out his wine. Sorry about that. Accidentally got wine on my clothes, after suddenly hearing your grand declarations. But Tanding, do you know, this doesn't come from an educator's professional spirit. It's merely an impulsive desire to be recognized. You just didn't get your doctorate, but use this outrageous behavior to excuse yourself, pretending you chose another path, giving yourself this false sense of mission, to stand equal with us. You want to use this method to cover your incompetence. Am I wrong? Why do you always judge others by your own standards? I'm just worried about you. This is too reckless. Pointless actions born from inferiority are proof of your foolishness. Only now does Jiang Tanding finally realize his brother was right. He was too foolish. Back then, in a moment of impulse, Jiang Tanding made a foolish choice. But it's too late to say anything now. He's about to pay the price for his actions. He's about to die. Dying in this wretched place full of garbage is the price Jiang Tanding must pay. All of this is because of ignorance, because of lack of education. However, Jiang Tanding doesn't notice that number 182 beside him quietly raises his fork. The instant Tower swings his knife. Something like a bullet pierces through his arm. Having just passed death's door, Jiang Tanding has already wet himself in fear. Tower at this moment lets out a painful roar. Is that a gun? Who dared bring a gun in here? Just as he tries to find the bastard who smuggled in a gun, someone grabs his hair. The one who acted was none other than number 182, and Tower's so-called gun was just the fork number 182 threw. Under everyone's shocked gaze, number 182 lands a knee strike to Tower's neck. Everyone hears the sound of bones breaking and sees Tower gradually falling. The inmates present all show expressions of disbelief. The powerful shoulder, the once unreachable Tower, has fallen. Jiang Tanding can hardly believe that number 182, who has been with him all along, is this powerful. A new shoulder is born, someone shouts, breaking the surrounding silence. In an instant, all the inmates in the cafeteria surge toward number 182. New shoulder, speak your name. Please tell us your name. Number 182 just silently looks at Jiang Tanding. Teacher, let's go. Did everyone hear that? Teacher. The new shoulder is teacher. Jiang Tanding never expected to survive from that lunatic's hands. Thinking this, he suddenly looks at number 182 beside him. Although this guy looks thin and usually unremarkable, his strength is terrifyingly powerful. You asking me to teach you to grow sweet potatoes was a lie, wasn't it? Why did you sign up for class? You were also after the fog, right? Can you make the fog? Hearing this, Jiang Tanding is startled. I can't make it. I'm sorry, please spare me. Number 182's reason for attending class was simple. That day when he went out, he found a long line. Although he didn't know what it was for, he instinctively told the person in front to get lost. However, that person told him, you can't cut in line here. People from outside came. They say they'll teach us classes here. I heard spots are limited. You should go to the back of the line. Number 182 wasn't interested at first, but the man told him, if you attend class, they'll give us new clothes. This is the first time in years we've had this kind of activity. Maybe we can learn something amazing. And so, number 182 squeezed into the long line with anticipation. This is why you attended class? Then why did you just save me? I wasn't saving you. I was saving my new clothes. Not only did you teach me nothing, but you also wet yourself in my new clothes. Only now does Jiang Tanding realize that he wet himself from being too scared earlier. Shortly after, a naked prisoner runs out of the bathhouse. Now I have my own clothes too. I'll wash yours and return them to you as soon as possible. But does that tattered piece of clothing have some special meaning to you? Since you already have new clothes, why keep it? This is mine. I know, but it's in such condition. Why not throw it away? Look, it says 182 on it. This is mine. This one also says 182. This is mine too. Both are mine. Jiang Tanding is left speechless. He simply cannot understand number 182's words. You mean this dirty shirt is precious too? Is it because you only have one arm, so it's hard to wash clothes? I don't mean to bring up your missing arm. Forget it, I'll just help you wash the clothes. Without a word, Jiang Tanding simply scrubs the clothing. Time flies by. He has now been in Fogland for a full day. Though he desperately wants to escape, according to current intelligence, those monsters called shoulders are looking for him. Moreover, those guys likely know his location through today's commotion, so Jiang Tanding must leave here tomorrow. Having not eaten all day, his stomach growls at an inopportune moment. When Jiang Tanding looks down, he suddenly spots a sweet potato, the one he gave to number 182 during class. Jiang Tanding wonders whether to eat it now. After all, trading with number 182 through sweet potatoes is no longer working. He never imagined he would one day be reduced to scavenging such things to fill his stomach. But no matter what, staying alive is the most important thing. However, just as Jiang Tanding is about to take a bite, a gray object flashes by. Do you want to die? Number 182, who was lying on the top bunk, suddenly pokes his head out. Because I'm just so hungry. Can you spare me a bit of food? Just one bite. Not even one bite. Number 182 jumps down as he speaks. this is mine. Right after jumping down, number 182 carves his number onto the sweet potato. Do you know how to grow sweet potatoes? You don't even know what growing means, do you? Anyway, if you kill my sweet potato, I'll kill you. Close your eyes now. I'm going to hide my sweet potato. Jiang Tanding is speechless. He estimates that number 182's vocabulary is probably at kindergarten level and his behavior is like a primitive man. But then he reconsiders. Perhaps such a simple-minded number 182 could be more helpful to him. What if that sweet potato in your hand is doomed to die? Number 182, who is just busy hiding the sweet potato, stops what he's doing. When you carved your number on it, you left a wound. The sweet potato is now injured because of you. It will catch a terrible disease called oxidation. Seeing number 182's expression, Jiang Tanding knows his trick has worked. But don't worry too much. There's still a way to save it. Originally, since our deal fell through, I wasn't planning to tell you, but I'll reveal a bit now. Growing sweet potatoes requires sunlight. The fog in Vergeland is too thick. Sunlight can't penetrate at all, so you need to go somewhere with thinner fog. But Tofu Village already has the least fog here. That's still not enough. Look, clothes can't even dry here. If you really want to save the sweet potato, you need to walk at least to that giant iron gate, the entrance to Vergeland. Only then can you save your sweet potato. Meanwhile, a prisoner is hammering away with a hammer. How much longer until it's fixed? What he's repairing turns out to be the former shoulder tower. Don't worry, we've brought the best architect. You idiots, you should have gotten a doctor. This is damned. What exactly happened in the cafeteria? The ability tower gained from massive amounts of fog made his spine harder than steel, and his proud cervical bones were broken in one strike by some unknown guy. That fool of a teacher must be dead. I need to catch that brat now. He must be hoarding massive amounts of fog somewhere. I can't believe you actually found the teacher. Following the direction of the voice, the newcomer is none other than the man who started the riot during class. After seeing who it is, everyone around trembles in fear. I can't believe even your proud cervical bones got broken. You're still the same, scurrying into others' territory like a rat. Didn't we form an alliance? Didn't we agree to share intelligence when we found the teacher? Stop spouting nonsense. Only I can become the supreme leader. Don't be ridiculous. With your meager skills, you dare dream such dreams? The man snatches the hammer from the architect's hand. This isn't right, is it? Attacking an injured person is too despicable. Because when I see scum, I can't help but want to crush them. The one who started the riot in the prison was none other than Hound, one of the 6 shoulders from Zone 0. Before long, all of Tower's subordinates are taken out, and the culprit is Hound alone. This is the gap between a shoulder and ordinary people. When Hound comes out, his subordinates are already waiting at the door. Let's go. Target, Tofu Village. With a roar of engines revving, Hound begins his move. Meanwhile, Jiang Tanding and number 182 are carrying 2 bags. This is so heavy. What's inside? By the way, number 182, what's your name? One arm? That's what everyone calls me. That's too rude to call you that. I'll just call you number 182. By the way, number 182, why do you always wear that hood? Are you a thief or are you a robber? And how did you end up in Vergeland? I've always been here. Always been here. What does that mean? Why do you have so many questions? Shouldn't teachers be the ones answering questions? Teachers have questions too. You talk too much. Your voice is too loud. It's an occupational hazard. Be quiet. After walking for who knows how long, Jiang Tanding finally can't hold on anymore. Let's rest for a bit. I'm so hungry I have no strength. How far is it to the entrance? We've been walking for so long. Why does it feel like we've been going in circles? I don't know the way. What did you say? Hearing this, Jiang Tanding is dumbfounded. Why are you only saying this now? So for 2 hours we've just been walking in circles nearby? This is maddening. I can't walk anymore. If you still want to save your sweet potato, then carry me or find me some food. However, just as Jiang Tanding finishes speaking, number 182 falls straight forward. What are you doing? Seeing number 182 fall, Jiang Tanding scrambles to his feet. Number 182 shows no response. He panics completely. Number 182. What's wrong? The moment he removes the hood, Jiang Tanding can hardly believe his eyes. At this moment, number 182 not only has vacant eyes, but drool and mucus are flowing out uncontrollably. What happened? Why is this happening suddenly? No, wake up! Unable to wake number 182, Jiang Tanding instinctively looks back. Don't leave me alone! Looking at the gray forest behind him, he falls into deep fear. Don't leave me alone here, you bastard! Wake up! Lost in endless panic, Jiang Tanding has forgotten number 182's warning to him. Before, Jiang Tanding attracted others because his voice was too loud, and this time is no exception. Before he can react, a muscular figure lands behind the two of them. Jiang Tanding instinctively tries to turn around to see the person's face, but what meets his eyes is a massive finger. Before he can react, those hands pry open his eyelids. Could you be an ordinary person? The man's random question leaves Jiang Tanding confused. What are you saying? Sorry, that was a bit rude. The man slowly withdraws his hands. Because there was a loud noise here just now. I was curious about what was happening. After a brief exchange, the man takes Jiang Tanding home. Here He finally gets to eat normal food. Eat slowly, don't choke. There's plenty more. Jiang Tanding knows he has finally met normal people. Thank you for saving my life. After introductions, he learns the man is named Labuta and the girl is named Lichi. My name is Jiang Tanding. This is the first time I've met people I can communicate normally with since arriving here, and I didn't expect there would be women here. Do I look like a girl, aren't you? To look more like a man, I deliberately cut my hair short. After all, women attract too much attention in Tofu Village. We're from the inner zone. The closer to the center, the less gender concepts matter. In the center, are there many normal people like you? Not entirely. However, Tofu Village is mostly marginalized people, so many are mentally unstable. By the way, are you new here, or have you never touched fog at all? Actually, I'm not a prisoner. Hearing this, Labuta freezes, due to special circumstances. I don't even know the specific details myself. What I can confirm is that I was kidnapped and brought here. The one who kidnapped me is that guy lying there. So you're saying you were kidnapped into Fogland? Seeing Jiang Tanding nod, Labuta immediately reacts. You couldn't be the victim of the teacher kidnapping operation, could you? Hearing this, Jiang Tanding panics. How do you know about that? Everyone knows about this, right? This was pre-planned by the shoulders. They even sent people to stop others from attending class. Jiang Tanding can't help but wonder, what exactly are the guards here doing? I can't believe the main character is right in front of me, though it's presumptuous to say, you're not spies sent by the shoulders, are you? So what exactly happened? I've never seen a shoulder like him. He's not a shoulder, is he? He kidnapped me to have me teach him how to grow sweet potatoes. Really? Not because of fog? I'm sorry, I really couldn't hold back. Of all things, growing sweet potatoes. Seeing the two laugh, Jiang Tanding can't help but shed tears of emotion. He never expected to meet normal people who could understand him here. So, are you being held by him now? Not exactly. He's now with me as a bodyguard of sorts. I don't know if it's heat stroke or what, but he suddenly became like this. This is the dissociation state. Dissociation state? What's that? A withdrawal reaction? Withdrawal caused by fog? You've seen those people collapsed on the roadside, right? They all entered dissociation state because they couldn't intake fog. Though they wake up after a while. If they repeatedly enter this state, their brains will gradually melt. So what exactly is this fog you're talking about? Hearing Jiang Tanding's words, Labuta and Lichi exchange incredulous glances. You really know nothing about Fogland? The fog we speak of is a divine drug that grants us abilities. It awakens hidden powers within the human body, or powers long desired. Is that really possible? Not only is it possible, it can let you surpass human limits. With this power, we can escape. Only then does Jiang Tanding notice Labuta's inhumanly thick calves. Meanwhile, Hound, one of the shoulders from Zone 0, arrives at number 182's home. Looks like they haven't gone far. They're still in Tofu Village. The scene returns to Jiang Tanding, who hasn't recovered from the information he just received. After coming to his senses, he recalls that Labuta mentioned escaping from here. How about it, Mr. Tanding? Will you come with us? I appreciate your offer, but since I'm not a prisoner, I'd like to meet the guards or the person in charge here first. Jiang Tanding's thinking is simple. If he escapes with these prisoners, he'll become their accomplice. If they succeed, that's one thing. But if they fail, the outcome is obvious. But Labuta seems to have guessed Jiang Tanding's thoughts. You won't be able to meet them. Whether it's the guards, the person in charge, or any of those other people, they will never set foot in Fogland. Fog is addictive. One wrong step, and you'll never be able to leave it. The same goes for you, Mr. Tanding. Why? I've never used fog, and I have no intention of using it. This has nothing to do with your own will, Mr. Tanding. How long have you been here? 2 days? Or 3? Have you ever wondered what this fog is? So thick it seems to devour everything. This dense fog itself is made of fog particles. The instant he hears this, Jiang Tanding instinctively covers his mouth and nose. Fog is a divine gift that grants us abilities. To manifest those abilities, one must intake large amounts of fog. But in terms of addiction, merely inhaling these fog particles in the air is already enough. Fog will slowly erode your lungs, making you crave more and thicker fog without rest. And once you can't obtain fog, you'll enter dissociation state. Wait, so you're saying I'm already addicted to fog? Doesn't that mean I'm doomed? No, Mr. Tanding, you still have a chance. Only after experiencing dissociation state are you truly addicted to fog. Since everyone's physiology differs, we don't know the exact amount, but you must remain vigilant at all times. But by that logic, can you still escape? Aren't you already addicted to fog? Isn't it already too late for you? You're right, it's already too late for us, and we've never heard of anyone leaving here alive. Perhaps in the distant future, we can overcome the addiction, or perhaps someone will uncover the secrets here and create an antidote to fog. No matter what, we've made a promise. We absolutely cannot die here, even if we spend the rest of our lives in dissociation state, even if we lose ourselves. We must embrace tightly under clear skies. Though these words are a bit sappy, there's no doubt these two are serious. As the two embrace tightly, Jiang Tanding suddenly realizes that number 182, who had been unconscious, is now awake. And at this moment, his gaze passes over the two of them, staring fixedly at him. He panics for a moment. If these two people help him, he won't have to waste time on the sweet potato. But he's afraid that if he tells number 182 he's escaping with these people, number 182 will attack. After all, the strength number 182 displayed before truly frightened Jiang Tanding. However, To his surprise, number 182 doesn't make any unusual moves. He simply silently takes out the sweet potato from his pocket. Back. But the calmer number 182 appears, the more frightened Jiang Tanding becomes. Mr. Tanding, why are you so afraid? He's just a walking corpse driven by fog. Once in dissociation state, he'll be powerless until he gets the next dose of fog. Right now, he's no match for you, Mr. Tanding. That's great. I was worried something would happen to you two. Almost the instant Jiang Tanding speaks, Labuda's leg is already aimed at number 182 lying on the bed. If this guy is a potential danger, should I take him out now? As for number 182, even facing such danger, there's not a trace of fear in his eyes. Wait, there's no need to kill anyone right now. Listen carefully. I'm leaving this place now. I don't want to live in this kind of place at all. From now on, we part ways. Do you understand? If you leave, what about the sweet potato? Without another word, Jiang Tanding snatches the sweet potato from number 182's hand. Then he walks to the faucet. Let me borrow your cup. After placing the sweet potato in a cup filled with water, Jiang Tanding holds the cup in front of number 182. There, that's good. The sweet potato will grow slowly now. Of course, sunlight is also essential. You need to take your precious friend to see the sun. Go quickly, or it'll get dark. But I don't know the way. I don't know the way either. Mr. Labuda, get this guy out of here. I'm going with you. Whether the guards point guns at me or treat me as an accomplice helping you escape, I want to try. After Jiang Tanding finishes speaking, Labuda sends number 182 away, along with that sweet potato, callously dumped by the roadside. Number 182's face still shows no expression. He just stares fixedly at the sweet potato before him. The spot carved with 182 has already turned slightly black, and the cup holding water is cracked, looking at the sweet potato before him. Number 182 recalls the girl's words. Do you know what puppies are? What about kittens? They're all animals, just like crows. They have fluffy bodies, very small, very cute, and if someone raises them, they can understand human speech. You say come to them, and they'll come running. As the girl speaks, she places her hand on number 182's head. I want to raise a puppy too, someday when I get out. As the girl speaks, tears flow down her face. Thinking of this, number 182 reaches out his hand toward the sweet potato. Come. Meanwhile, somewhere, someone is measuring something. 20 centimeters? This thing moved 20 centimeters. Did it really move? Following their gazes, there's a corpse bitten in half. The culprit behind all this is that massive and grotesque thing holding the corpse. That person seems to have tried to escape. On the other side, Jiang Tanding's group begins discussing how to escape. What's your plan? How do we escape this prison? Let me just demonstrate for you. As Labuda speaks, he slowly crouches down, and the muscles in his calves grow larger and larger. The instant Labuda exerts force, his entire body shoots out like a cannonball. What on earth is this? Jiang Tanding can hardly believe his eyes, but regardless, the huge hole in the ceiling is undeniably real. Labuda's ability is incredible jumping power. Our plan is to jump directly over that wall. After Labuda returns, he takes the two to higher ground in Tofu Village. Now it's time for Lichi to display her ability. She lightly touches the small orb on her head, and her eyes emit a bright light. After this, she directly draws a map of Tofu Village on a piece of paper. Since the two are from the inner zone, even though they've added quite a bit of paper, this map is still drawn densely packed. This is an ability to depict what's seen like a photograph. Have you drawn all of Fogland? This is the map from the inner zone to here. She's only recorded part of Fogland. Jiang Tanding can't help but be surprised, if this is only a part, just how large is Fogland? Judging by the size of Tofu Village, we've come far enough. We should see the boundary of Fogland before long. However, at this moment, Jiang Tanding picks up Lichi's pen. You forgot to draw something. As he speaks, he draws 4 stick figures. There are 4 vagrants here. Don't scribble on it. I'm marking danger factors. Besides, didn't you also draw strange things? What's this red thing? The instant they hear this, both fall into brief silence. Forget it. We'll be leaving here soon anyway. Lichi, which way should we go next? After Lichi indicates the direction, Labuda picks up both of them. Lichi continues to scan the surroundings with her ability. Meanwhile, the scene shifts to the 4 vagrants Jiang Tanding just drew. Got any fog? Hearing this, the 4 vagrants slowly lift their heads. The one who just spoke is none other than number 182, who was dumped by the roadside. Where did this lunatic come from? Got any fog? Do you think I have any? Then turn out your pockets. What the hell are you talking about, you bastard? The man slaps number 182 across the face. I'm starving to death, and you dare come here looking for death. Having just experienced dissociation state, number 182 is no match for the vagrants. I'm hungry too. How about we eat this guy? I heard there's fog inside human bodies. Even Bone Eater eats people for fog. Are we really eating a person? Isn't it almost lunchtime? You cowards. As long as we can get fog, we must try any method. Where should I start? Should I drink this guy's blood first? No, I should eat his eyes first. Just as the vagrant is about to act, he's slapped across the face. The one who just struck is none other than Hound, who tracked number 182 to his home earlier. With one slap, all 4 vagrants are completely intimidated, and the guy he hit directly even has his periosteum knocked out. Only then do the vagrants realize that the man before them is none other than Hound, one of the 6 shoulders from Zone 0. In an instant, The remaining 3 vagrants flee in terror, not daring to linger. Hound doesn't pay attention to those people but slowly squats in front of number 182. I finally found you, you damned baghead. It all goes back to the day of the riot. The prisoners carried out a massacre of the arriving guards, but Hound, who started the riot, was the first to reach Jiang Tanding. His target from the start was the teacher. While others were brutalizing the guards, he stealthily took Jiang Tanding away. Without doubt, the ultimate beneficiary of this operation was Hound. He silently curses those idiots who are also shoulders. Not one of them noticed the teacher was missing. Thinking of this, he recalls Tower, who used his own brother as a shield. It was precisely because of this action that he decided to break this so-called alliance. At that moment, Hound suddenly realizes someone has followed him. However, he has absolute confidence in his own strength, so he doesn't flee. Whose man are you? Looking at your getup, are you one of Bone Eater's people, or are you one of Drill's people? However, to Hound's surprise, the guy before him asks a strange question. Are sweet potatoes animals? What are you talking about? You don't know? Should we ask the teacher? What are you babbling about? Here, my mood is bad enough already, you damn lunatic. However, the baghead before him acts as if he didn't hear. Should we wake the teacher up? At this moment, Hound can no longer restrain himself. He drops the teacher and charges forward. With his shoulder-level strength, no matter whose subordinate this guy is, he surely cannot dodge his fist. However, to Hound's surprise, this lunatic-like baghead actually dodges his fist at such close range. And judging by this guy's expression, dodging that attack wasn't by chance. You see, Hound didn't take number 182 seriously, so naturally he didn't consider what would happen if he missed when his opening was exposed. Before number 182 struck without hesitation from an extremely odd angle. With a lightning-fast strike, he hit Hound's ribs. That terrifying force literally made Hound spin like a top on the ground, and number 182 took this opportunity to carry Jiang Tanding away. Recalling everything that happened that day, Hound's fury intensifies. Damned thief, where did you hide the teacher? Getting no response, Hound simply tears off the bag on number 182's head. The moment he sees number 182, even Hound can't help but be shocked. Without doubt, this baghead before him is definitely not normal. You damned bastard, showing such an expression. Have you entered dissociation state? Having no choice, Hound takes number 182 back to his territory. On the table there sits a portrait, that of Didat, the former second-in-command of Hound Gang. At this moment, Hound Gang members are gathered together, busy with something. This is already the third one. This damned lunatic. Turns out they've been torturing number 182, brought back here, trying to force out the teacher's whereabouts through this method. You bastards still dare to point at me with your toe. Tell me where the teacher is. Give me fog and I'll tell you. This punk still dares to be stubborn. Break another one of his fingers. Let's see how long he can hold out. All 5 fingers are already broken. Then let's switch to toes. If you don't want to walk on your butt, hurry up and tell us where the teacher is. At this point, can that guy not feel pain? How about giving him a dose of fog? Otherwise, it's purely a waste of time. The speaker is Snake, Hound Gang's new second-in-command. No, absolutely not. What's there to fear from this small fry? He's just a scrawny little guy. He has no ability to resist now, right? You're thinking too simply. Do you really think he's just a weak little guy? Look at those blade-sharp muscle striations. This is a body forged through countless trials. His body fat percentage is probably under 5%. Pretty impressive? These are perfect lines. What good is that? Don't you know it hurts more without fat as cushioning? But didn't you also see? This guy seems not to feel pain at all. Hound, the other shoulders have also begun to move. News that the teacher is in Tofu Village has spread. If the teacher falls into other shoulders' hands, we'll never have another chance. After all, you broke the alliance first. No matter what, killing Tower is a bit too much. You say I went too far. No matter who it is, anyone who dares harm my brothers will pay in blood. Don't let me hear such nonsense again. That's not what I mean. Think carefully. Isn't our ultimate goal to get Fog? The late Didat surely. However, midway through his words, Hound slams his fist on the table. Snake beside him is clearly startled. Of course I won't let Didat die in vain. For our fallen brother we must ascend together. After speaking, Hound pours all the beer in his hand into his mouth. Seeing this, Hound Gang members' eyes well up with tears. However, at this moment, Hound, having drunk the beer, suddenly spits it all out violently. The beer sprays onto Didat's portrait as if he too is shedding tears. What happened, Hound? Hound, are you okay? Don't make a fuss. Just choked a bit. Though he says this, Hound's expression clearly shows he's forcing it. In the brief exchange with number 182, that strike precisely bypassed Hound's rib protection and hit his liver. Hound is absolutely certain that after that day, his liver function noticeably declined. Thinking of this, Hound smashes the empty beer bottle on number 182's head. Listen up, I don't care what others think, but you can't fool my eyes. That wasn't luck. It was skill, especially in Fogland, where you can only trust abilities gained from fog and must speak with fists. That technique of quick suppression and targeting vital points is close-quarters combat. Am I wrong? Hearing this, number 182 slowly lifts his head. Besides your technique, these shoes also prove your identity. Whether it's that technique from the military or these combat boots on your feet, they're all telling me you're a soldier. Meanwhile, Jiang Tanding's group attempting to escape finally stops. However, they haven't encountered an obstacle. They've reached the boundary of Fogland. In that instant, Jiang Tanding's eyes light up. He never thought he could actually see the boundary. As long as he can cross this wall, he can leave Fogland and the nightmare will end. However, at this moment, Labuta grabs Jiang Tanding. After pulling him to a corner, Labuta speaks, "Mr. Jiang Tanding, calm down. Do you see that?" Following Labuta's gaze, at the boundary of Fogland, there sits a watchtower. "Do you think there's someone in that watchtower? We're not sure if there's someone inside. How about I try walking over from here by myself?" "Stop talking nonsense. What can you do going alone? Are you going to knock on the door? They'll probably shoot you as soon as you approach, treating you as a prisoner, attempting to escape and execute you on the spot." That's right. Almost the instant he finishes speaking, everyone realizes there's an extra person at their feet. What on earth is this thing? Is it a sweet potato? "You jerks! Stop calling me sweet potato." The instant he hears this, Jiang Tanding finally recalls who the person before him is. This is clearly the guy who first disrupted classroom order that day. "I know this guy. This guy is someone who attended my class before." "Mr. Tanding, step back." As Labuta speaks, he steps in front of the two. "Be careful. This guy in front of you is also a shoulder." "He's also a shoulder?" Jiang Tanding can hardly believe this somewhat comical sweet potato head is also a shoulder. The next second, dense footsteps sound all around. A group of strange guys wearing road barriers on their heads appears. After surrounding Jiang Tanding and the others, they remove the barriers from their heads and place them on the ground. Judging by their posture rather than fighting, it looks more like they're about to do construction work on this site. After his subordinates arrange the barriers, Sweet Potato Head finally emerges from underground. "Let me introduce myself first. My name is Drill. To tell you the truth, I'm the man closest to becoming supreme leader." As Drill speaks, he lunges toward Jiang Tanding. "Teacher, come with me." In Jiang Tanding's eyes, Drill's hands grow larger and larger. At the critical moment, Labuta grabs Jiang Tanding by the collar. "What are you joking about? The ones going with the teacher are us." Caught completely off guard, Drill gets kicked flying by Labuta. "Who the hell are you? There's clearly no one this strong in Tofu Village." "Don't interfere with me, I found this person first," Labuta says, shielding Jiang Tanding behind him. "Where the hell did you come from? Don't you know what the title shoulder means?" After Drill finishes speaking, he strikes a ballet pose and begins spinning continuously. His speed increases rapidly. Under everyone's astonished gaze, Drill leaps into the air and burrows headfirst into the ground like an actual drill. After that, a crack speeds toward the three of them at tremendous velocity, undoubtedly Drill's handiwork. Before Jiang Tanding can even make out the crack's trajectory, Drill has already emerged from behind him. Hearing the sound, Jiang Tanding whips his head around, only to come face to face with Drill's smiling expression. Fortunately, Labuta reacts quickly, pulling Jiang Tanding away while simultaneously stomping down at Drill. Too slow, far too slow. Drill's speed now creates afterimages. In terms of pure destructive power, Labuta might be stronger, but in this situation, he can't even touch Drill. Watching Drill constantly pop up from the ground, Jiang Tanding crouches to the side in fear, clutching his head. However, this doesn't last long. At some point, Drill has secretly drilled a hole beneath Labuta's feet. Labuta has no chance to react before Drill bursts from the ground and rams straight into his waist. The impact sends Labuta flying. His figure grows smaller and smaller until he crashes into a nearby wall, finally stopping. "Labuta!" In the heat of the moment, Lichi can't help but cry out Labuta's name. Instantly, everyone's attention shifts. That sounds like a woman's voice. Lichi instinctively covers her mouth, but it's too late. It's a woman! This guy is a woman! Even Drill, who was about to deliver the final blow to Labuta, can't help but turn around. The subordinates eagerly tear open Lichi's clothes. This guy is a woman! A genuine woman! Instantly, the surrounding subordinates crowd around. Should we take this woman too? Witnessing this scene, Jiang Tanding falls into deep self-blame. If it weren't for him, those shoulders wouldn't have come. Then Labuta wouldn't have been defeated by Drill, and Lichi's gender wouldn't have been discovered. The one responsible for all of this is himself, who desperately wanted to escape. Labuta and Lichi are the only two normal people he's encountered, and they saved his life. Stop it! Thinking this, Jiang Tanding instinctively throws a nearby stone at Drill's subordinates. At that instant, everyone freezes, because no one expected this useless guy would dare fight back. Without doubt, Jiang Tanding is terrified right now, trembling non-stop. But he knows clearly that if he does nothing now, he'll definitely regret it. However, Lichi clearly didn't expect that Jiang Tanding doesn't even dare open his eyes when throwing the stone. After escaping from those people, she immediately stops Jiang Tanding. "Mr. Jiang Tanding, snap out of it. You're safe now. Stop talking, run," Lichi says while grabbing Jiang Tanding's hand and starting to run. Thanks to Jiang Tanding's commotion, the unconscious Labuta regains consciousness. That woman really is beautiful. Almost the instant Drill finishes speaking, both Labuta and Drill use their respective abilities to charge the two at maximum speed. Labuta instinctively grabs Lichi, while Drill, who just praised Lichi's looks, charges straight for Jiang Tanding. Almost simultaneously as Labuta lands, Jiang Tanding gets dragged underground by Drill. Only then does Labuta realize that Drill's comment was deliberately meant to lure him. Moreover, once Jiang Tanding is taken underground, Labuta has no way to bring him back out. Meanwhile, the scene shifts to Hound Gang's territory. "Are you military or special forces?" Funny enough, before coming to Fogland, I also desperately clawed my way out of piles of corpses. After saying this, Hound doesn't plan to ask more. "Snake, take care of this guy. Whatever means you use, just don't give him any fog." Just as Snake is about to say something, Hound slams the door and leaves. Damn it. Clearly, Snake is very dissatisfied with Hound's approach. Snake, what do we do next? Need me to handle it? What are you trying to do, you idiot? That irresponsible bastard. He doesn't deserve to be our boss at all. Does the one to become supreme leader have to be Hound? As long as there's enough fog, anyone has a chance to become the supreme leader. Yingao, you're good at drawing, right? Come to think of it, you could become the supreme leader too, couldn't you? Buck, you too. You're skilled at using your weight advantage. Actually, each of us has unique potential. What about you, Snake? What's your potential? Actually, I feel my intelligence rapidly increasing. Every morning when I wake up, I deeply realize just how stupid Hound really is. The era of rising through fists is long gone. Now is the age of intelligence. In this world, wisdom is the strongest power. So what do we do now? Don't worry, I'll find the teacher's location, but I don't plan to tell that Hound guy. As for other matters, you decide for yourselves. Think carefully about who you should follow, Snake says while crouching in front of number 182. Little guy, tell me, do you really want this thing so badly? Snake says while slowly pulling out a piece of fog from his pocket. If you really want it that badly, then I'll give it to you, but in exchange, you'll work under me. As for information about the teacher, we can discuss that after you recover, and I won't be stingy with material things. So think it through carefully. After all, I never give anyone a second chance. Snake says, then swallows the fog into his mouth, but almost simultaneously, as he makes the swallowing motion, number 182's mouth has reached his throat. Snake never expected that the already swallowed fog would be bitten out from his windpipe by number 182. This all happens far too quickly. The other Hound gang members can't even see what happened. Under their astonished gazes, Snake simply collapses straight down. What happened? Why is this happening? How is his neck broken, Snake? At this moment, the Hound gang members hear a bone-chilling sound. Number 182's fingers, which were just broken one by one, are being forcibly bitten back into place with his teeth. Hearing the crack sound of bones, cold sweat streams down Yingao's face. Everyone stares at number 182, watching him bite his fingers back into place one by one. If a guy has this terrifying power even in dissociation state, what about after he gets fog? Meanwhile, the scene shifts underground. Jiang Tanding and Drill emerge from a pipe. Coming to his senses, Jiang Tanding slowly raises his head, looking at Drill before him. Only then does he realize that Drill has been watching him all along. The surroundings are deathly silent. Drill slowly turns around, his subordinates standing on both sides like puppets. Welcome to my underground kingdom. Have Labuta and Lichi escaped already? They must have left me behind and gone far away. After all, they have no reason to wait for me. I'm done for. Looking at Drill before him, these thoughts flood into Jiang Tanding's mind all at once. Facing imminent death, he actually calms down. Teacher, can you really make fog? After a period of silence, Drill is the first to break it. I heard from people in Tofu Village that you made fog in an instant and broke Tower's neck after swallowing it. Jiang Tanding can't help but wonder how these rumors he knows nothing about came to be. Is this true? Drill's leisurely voice interrupts Jiang Tanding's thoughts, but it also reminds him of Tower, who once asked him the same question. That lunatic who wanted to kill him because he couldn't make fog? Jiang Tanding realizes that if this guy knows he can't make it, death is certain. Of course I can. I instantly made a huge piece of fog and swallowed it. As for that tower you mentioned, he fell at my feet like the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Stop spouting nonsense. To Jiang Tanding's surprise, Drill directly exposes his lie. Listen up, I'm not a fool like the other shoulders. This rumor about a science teacher making fog is complete nonsense. You fraud. How can you call it a rumor? If fog exists, why can't there be someone who can make it? However, Drill leans his face closer, because fog wasn't manufactured at all. One day it suddenly fell from the sky, a gift from the gods. Seeing Drill's yearning expression, Jiang Tanding suddenly recalls the story he heard in the vehicle. 50 years ago, a meteorite fell in the center of the desert. 5 years later, a prison called Fogland appeared here. Could it be that all of Fogland's fog originated from that meteorite 50 years ago? It's been 50 years. I hear the remaining fog is running out. The day of judgment will come soon. Fog is a limited resource? Yes, the remaining fog often has prisoners fighting to the death over it. However, I've discovered that fog seems to circulate throughout Fogland. Boys, bring that over here. After Drill's order, a fat corpse is brought before Jiang Tanding. What is this thing? This is someone who died after consuming fog. Can you extract fog from this guy's body? Using the science you know. Hearing this unreasonable demand, Jiang Tanding is frightened out of his wits once again, using that three-dimensional maneuvering device, or whatever it's called. You mean a centrifuge? Whatever you use, can you separate fog from blood? There must be a high concentration of fog in the blood. People who regularly consume fog must have large amounts accumulated in their bodies. You want me to extract fog from a corpse? Is this scientifically impossible? Rather than concentrated fog, why not try breathing deeply? After all, isn't this place constantly enveloped in thick fog? What the hell are you talking about? If it were that simple, who would go through so much trouble to find fog? The fog in the air can't be collected. The fog must be gathered together. Must be gathered together? The instant he hears this, Jiang Tanding suddenly has a realization. Gather the fog together. When the sun appears and temperature rises, the fog in the air gradually dissipates. When the dissipated fog gathers together, it becomes rain and returns to the ground. What if I can do it? Hearing this, Drill freezes. I'm saying, what if I can gather the fog in the air together? Meanwhile, Hound, who has been gone for a day, finally returns. Breakfast time. But to Hound's surprise, the Hound Gang's base is deathly silent. He raises his head to discover that all the Hound Gang members are lying on the ground, motionless. Almost instantly, Hound's eyes turn red. His entire body trembles. A heart-wrenching roar echoes through the Hound Gang's base. Now only Hound remains of the entire gang. At the same time, number 182 arrives at the cafeteria with his grotesquely swollen left hand. This time he doesn't cue but forcibly pushes to the front of the line. Give me water. What's wrong with you? Get to the back and wait your turn. Don't you see I'm serving food? Get to the back. Don't you know the cafeteria rules? However, number 182 ignores the voices around him and silently raises that balloon-like hand. Give me water. The instant number 182 finishes speaking, his left hand slams heavily on the serving table. For a moment, everyone is intimidated by his presence. Just like that, number 182 gets his water as desired and puts the sweet potato in for the time that follows. He just silently stares at the sweet potato in the cup. Soon, a day passes. During this day, Jiang Tanding, following his hypothesis, attempts to extract the fog they want from the air. Looking at the water condensed from fog before him, Jiang Tanding knows he has succeeded. I did it. Under the astonished gazes of those around him, Jiang Tanding releases the gloom that has built up in his heart. I'm a true genius. It's all over. No one can touch me now, he thinks to himself. At the same time, number 182 has been watching the sweet potato all night. It hasn't grown. I was deceived. Teacher, I'm gonna kill you. On the other side, Labuta and Lichi are also looking for new partners. Want to escape together? Let's get out of this place. Together. What do you say? We have a way to escape from here. However, the next second, the man pulls out a knife from his clothes. Stop talking nonsense. Get as far away from me as possible. Even the most naive and kind-hearted won't do. Everyone here knows about that incident. Do we have to find Mr. Tanding? He's the only one who doesn't know about that incident. If nothing unexpected happened, he should be at Drill Gang's base right now. This thing called a fog catcher is a device commonly used by people in water scarce or arid regions to extract moisture from the air. The principle is very simple. When temperature drops below the dew point, water vapor in the air condenses. At dawn, when temperature drops, the mesh structure captures moisture contained in the fog, eventually condensing it into droplets that flow down. Jiang Tanding's idea is simple. Use a large-sized fog catcher with better breathability as a filter. Just place a weight in the middle of the fog catcher, and the collected dew will flow into the collection tank at the bottom. The water formed this way must contain a great amount of fog particles. Moreover, because humidity is so high, the collected water exceeds Jiang Tanding's expectations. What is this? Could it be water condensed from fog? Seeing what's before him, Drill eagerly pushes forward. Exactly! This is water condensed from the purest fog in Fogland. However, Jiang Tanding doesn't know the concentration of fog particles in the water, nor does he dare tell Drill. Drill dips his finger in the fog water, then puts it in his mouth. Jiang Tanding's heart rises to his throat. This is fog, the purest fog. We have unlimited fog. Instantly, everyone in Drill Gang starts dancing ballet. Next, Drill Gang subordinates swarm forward, placing a pre-prepared garland on Jiang Tanding. They continuously cheer teacher, tossing Jiang Tanding into the air again and again. Surrounded by Drill Gang subordinates and their applause, Jiang Tanding changes into new clothes. Teacher truly has the bearing for a suit. After changing into these clothes, your whole demeanor is different. How do you feel? Satisfied? Pretty good? Feels tailor-made. Such carefully tailored clothes aren't for just anyone. And rest assured, from today on no one will dare disturb you. Welcome to Drill Gang. We'll treat you with the highest courtesy. Jiang Tanding can't help but wonder, could Drill be the man closest to becoming supreme leader? He still remembers when he first ate with number 182, who told him that to leave this place, one must become the supreme leader. If Drill before him becomes the supreme leader, Jiang Tanding could use this to contact the prison's upper echelons. Today we're holding the Fog Festival. Thanks to you, we no longer need to conserve fog. All the fog we've collected so far. We'll use it all today. This is all for ascension, Drill says while slowly looking at Jiang Tanding. Jiang Tanding can't help but be curious. What exactly does ascension mean? Meanwhile, the venue for the Fog Festival has been set up. At the center of Drill Gang's base, there's a small mountain piled with fog. All Drill Gang members surround the mountain, singing and dancing. The entire base overflows with indescribable joy. However, the instant Drill claps his hands, the entire base seems to hit pause. A deathly silence permeates the air. Jiang Tanding can hardly believe his eyes, because there's simply too much fog before him. I am the king of the underground. Drill, fellow Drill soldiers, all our efforts until now will finally bear fruit today. With all the fog we've collected as my stake, today is the day I challenge ascension. Do you believe I can ascend? We believe. Instantly, the entire base resounds with only the unified, thunderous word ascension. The Drill soldiers shout ascension again and again, their emotions growing more and more intense. Amid the subordinates' cheers, Drill begins to move. Teacher, watch closely. How a king is born. After Drill finishes speaking, he begins desperately stuffing the fog before him into his mouth. At that moment, many Drill soldiers' eyes fill with yearning. Jiang Tanding is puzzled. Does he want to consume all this fog by himself? Under the echoes of ascension, Drill's movements gradually slow down. His stomach and mouth slowly swell up. Any change? Not yet. Any change? Not yet. This dialogue keeps repeating. Finally, Drill's pace becomes slower and slower. When only the last few pieces of fog remain on the plate, he finally stops. "Are you all right?" Seeing Drill collapse, the surrounding drill soldiers finally quiet down. How annoying. Is this all for today again? I've consumed so much fog in my life, and in the end still. That's because your talent is too vast. This amount of fog simply can't fill it. But we no longer lack fog now, so why not try again next time? I suppose that's the only option. Wait, everyone look. Isn't Drill's head longer than before? It's true, it really got longer. At that instant, everyone sees the change in Drill. This is ascension. In a flash, the word ascension echoes throughout Drill Gang once more. How do you feel? Do you sense a new ability? I sense the universe. As Drill says this, energy seems to surge within his body, ready to burst forth. Everyone sees Drill's belly, which has become like a planet, the source where the fog once was. I seem to see all the truths of the world. We're all in a hell woven from pale white and azure blue. After Drill finishes these words, massive blue fragments burst forth. Under everyone's gaze, Drill explodes. Those splattering blue fragments are his body. It's collapse, someone shouts, and all the drill soldiers swarm down to devour Drill's remains. Jiang Tanding suddenly recalls what number 182 once told him, either ascension or collapse. The boss finally collapsed. It's fog everywhere. This incredibly horrifying scene completely stuns Jiang Tanding. Only now does he finally begin to slowly understand the world he's in. When one falls, many thrive. After Drill's collapse, fog rains down in torrents. Drill's once most devoted followers now desperately stuff pieces of Drill into their own mouths. The instant Drill's fog festival ends, the real fog festival begins. Jiang Tanding still stands there dazed, as blue matter continuously splatters onto his face. After consuming more fog than they can handle, the drill soldiers collapse one after another. Stop! Everyone stop! You can't consume this much fog at once. If this continues, everyone will die. Teacher, please stop them. You must guide us now. Before his ascension, Drill left his last words. If he collapses, the teacher becomes Drill Gang's new boss. It's precisely because of this that the remaining Drill Gang members won't leave Jiang Tanding alone. Jiang Tanding simply can't understand why things turned out this way. He begins to fantasize, imagining this is all just a dream. He can't accept reality. Jiang Tanding instinctively closes his eyes, repeatedly telling himself this is all just a dream. When he opens his eyes, everything will disappear. When he opens his eyes again, Jiang Tanding sees his brother. He even hears his brother's voice in his ears. I already told you, didn't I? Brother, please save me. Get me out of here. Don't you understand yet? A person's appearance doesn't matter. Hearing these familiar words, Jiang Tanding swallows what he was about to say. Those are all just ridiculous masks. Ridiculous masks of a coward. Stop talking. His brother, as president of the Psychology Association, can always precisely see through what Jiang Tanding wants to hide in his heart. Jiang Tanding suffers from selective face blindness, so he can never remember what his brother looks like. Since he can remember, his brother's head has always been round. The first time he saw those drawings, his brother asked Jiang Tanding why he drew him that way, and said he would never become a painter. For some reason, Jiang Tanding always feels his brother's face keeps changing, sometimes like a lion, sometimes like an angry man, sometimes like a clown, sometimes like a crying woman, and even sometimes like a demon. No matter how his brother's head changes, the one constant is that it's always round. Tanding? His brother's familiar voice sounds in Jiang Tanding's ears again. It turns out everything about his brother was just a dream. He's still in Fogland. Mr. Tanding, are you awake? Hearing movement, Labuda and Lichi enter the tent. Now Jiang Tanding is completely confused. Was everything that happened in the underground kingdom a dream? Mr. Tanding, we brought you out from Drill Gang's base following the markings on the map. When we arrived at the sewers, we found you lying there alone. You came to rescue me? Of course. Didn't we agree to leave this place together? Hearing about leaving this place, Jiang Tanding quickly perks up. It's my fault for wasting time. Let's set off right away. Not yet. Labuta spent a lot of energy bringing you here. He needs to rest first, Lichi says while opening the tent flap. Look, we're right in front of the wall now, and there are no watchtowers nearby. During this time, Jiang Tanding also tells them what happened underground. After Drill collapsed, others started exploding too. The scene was total chaos. I had no idea what was happening. It was collapse, no doubt. Death caused by excessive fog intake. They exceeded their body's limits. Fog beyond one's limit. We call it overload. As we mentioned before, the more fog a person consumes, the stronger their ability becomes. But everyone's ability has a limit. Once you exceed this limit, you'll explode and release all the fog you've consumed up until then. People don't know where their limits are. Mr. Tanding, you must be good at something, right? But you don't know where its limit is either. This is how fog gets recycled. Everyone waits for someone's collapse. To get out, one must ascend or collapse. Does this mean if you can't ascend, the only way to leave Fogland is through death? So what does ascension mean? Is it surpassing the limit? No, limits cannot be surpassed, but another ability might appear. Some people whose abilities reach their limit can gain another ability. People like this are often followed and worshipped by everyone. They become the supreme leader. Ascension is extremely rare. Most people collapse. Just for a second ability. Is it really worth risking your life? Actually, there's a legend in Fogland. One day, someone with unlimited abilities will appear who will transcend this world's laws and liberate us all. He will become our god. That's why we call him the Supreme Leader. Meanwhile, not far away, number 182 closes his eyes tightly, seemingly searching for certain subtle sounds around him. Crows flapping their wings in the air, prisoners scuffling in the alleys, cockroaches crawling in the sewers. Nothing escapes his ears. Finally, he finds it, the sound of Jiang Tanding adjusting his glasses. Although the wall isn't even within number 182's field of vision, he still locks onto Jiang Tanding's position. I found you. On the other side, a group wearing gas masks arrives at Drill Gang's base. Without doubt, their task is to collect the fog produced from the collapses. It's happening here. It's happening there. People are collapsing all the time. This guy's purity is very high. Looks like he was very close to ascension. What a shame. Backpacker. Hearing someone call him, he silently raises his head. Don't sneak around picking up those things. This is your payment, the red-haired man says, handing Backpacker a pack of fog. The quality of this fog is really good. By the way, did you find that guy? One arm? Should I say I found him, or should I say I didn't? It's already been a year. Is this really all you've got? Mainly, I feel it's a bit of a loss. After all, this is a commission directly from Fogland Operations Bureau. Playing tricks again. I can't help it. Prices keep rising lately. Backpacker suddenly changes his tone. Can you increase the price? As long as you can bring him to me, I'll pay whatever you want. On the first night after altering his clothes, Jiang Tanding pays for his recklessness. He wakes up freezing. What's worse, the couple next to him are still being affectionate. This makes Jiang Tanding's heart feel cold too. Because it's so cold, Jiang Tanding can't help but cough twice and gets noticed by the two being intimate beside him. So you're already awake. Is it because the desert temperature is too low at night? I'm fine. Jiang Tanding now only hopes to end this awkward conversation quickly. After the weather clears, the three finally arrive in front of that wall. Once they cross it, they can leave Fogland. When we first came in, it didn't feel like much, but looking at it now, this wall is incredibly high. Because it was too dark yesterday, Jiang Tanding only now discovers strange stains all over the wall. And for some reason, he always has an uneasy feeling in his heart, thinking he's been useless all along. Jiang Tanding asks Labuta if there's anything he can help with. Labuta is considerate and has Jiang Tanding help carry the luggage. Oh, there's one more important thing. Do you have a religion you believe in? Although his family has faith, unfortunately, Jiang Tanding doesn't believe in these things. Can you pray for us? Labuta looks at Jiang Tanding with complete seriousness. Pray? But I don't believe in these things. Actually, whether you believe doesn't matter. In times of crisis, people always hope someone will watch over them. Just pray that we can escape this place. You can do that, right? Is it okay if I don't know the professional terms? That doesn't matter. What matters is that you have a heart that desires enough. Come on, we'll definitely succeed in escaping. After saying this, Labuta begins gathering all his strength. Mr. Tanding, pray for us. Whoever it may be, let them grant us strength. Jiang Tanding doesn't know how to pray, so he asks for everything he can think of, one by one. Hold on tight, we're launching in 3 seconds. However, almost the instant the three leap, an enormous fist slams into Labuta's face. It turns out the owner of that fist is number 182, who rushed all the way from Tofu Village. The punch is so powerful that even Labuta at full jumping force is knocked straight back to the ground. Lichi and Jiang Tanding are relatively fine, but the struck Labuta completely loses consciousness. As Lichi wakes Labuta, Jiang Tanding hurriedly looks toward the faint figure in the sand. As the person approaches, he finally realizes it's number 182. Seeing the menacing number 182, Jiang Tanding panics. Why are you here? You deceive me, number 182 says while raising his sandbag-sized swollen fist. I'm going to kill you! Seeing number 182 like this, Jiang Tanding scrambles away in terror. Just as the fist is about to hit Jiang Tanding, a figure flashes by. But to everyone's surprise, number 182 catches that blindingly fast figure. This guy, why did he run all this way to interfere with us? Forget about him, Labuta. Let's jump in one swift move. Although Labuta wants to do just that, number 182's speed is simply too fast to ignore. Labuta can't help but wonder, could number 182's ability be speed? Teacher, make him stop, or I'll break your legs. I'm not the one running. Why would you break my legs? At some point, number 182 actually overtakes Labuta and even has time to trip him. Because the three of them were moving so fast, they roll on the ground for quite a while before stopping. As soon as Jiang Tanding raises his head, he finds number 182 already standing before him. From number 182's expression, it's clear he's extremely angry. Calm down first. What did I deceive you about? Didn't I tell you the method for growing sweet potatoes? I watered it, gave it sunlight, so why didn't it grow? At that instant, Jiang Tanding freezes. He starts doubting himself. After repeatedly confirming the time, Jiang Tanding slowly raises his head. Hasn't it only been 1 day? It's only been 1 day. How could it have grown? Why hasn't it grown? Are you deliberately stalling? I'm not stalling. Then tell me why. Jiang Tanding has a headache. He's never encountered such a difficult student. Isn't it obvious? Anything needs time to grow. At least a week before you can see whether it's grown or not. I see. So where are you going now? I told you, I'm leaving this place. And you don't need me anymore, do you? After hearing this, number 182 shifts his focus to Labuta and Lichi. Is it because of them? What are you thinking? Don't hurt them. I've already told you everything I can. Please let us go. Do you want to die, or do you want to live? In this situation, number 182 suddenly asks Jiang Tanding such a question. Before Jiang Tanding can react, number 182 speaks again. Does this mean you're ready to die for them? Shut up, the instant Labuta shouts. The uneasiness in Jiang Tanding's heart intensifies. You two seem to have finished talking, right? Since you're done, could you please stop bothering us? Come with us, Mr. Tanding. Let's leave this place together. Wait, what did he just mean by that? Just the nonsense of someone who just ended their dissociation state. We don't have time, Mr. Tanding. Labuta, let's just grab him and run. Jiang Tanding wants to say something more, but Labuta already grabs him following Lichi's instruction. Keep praying, Mr. Tanding. Do you want to be trapped here forever? Without a doubt, Jiang Tanding desperately wants to get out, but number 182's words have left him deeply unsettled. But it's too late to say anything now. Labuta is already carrying him into the air. He's now just one step away from the world he's been dreaming of. Yet Jiang Tanding recalls every moment since he met Labuta. No matter how kind they are, he's only known them briefly. Is it really necessary for them to go this far for him? Just as Jiang Tanding is about to cross that wall, a pair of powerful hands push him out. Labuta's springy legs gently press against Jiang Tanding's abdomen. Sorry, Mr. Tanding. They use Jiang Tanding as a springboard to leap over the wall he's been desperate to cross. The backpack Labuta gave Jiang Tanding bursts open. It's fog, round and full beads of fog. Meanwhile, two workers are measuring that giant monster again. It moved 30 centimeters this time. Wait! Look over there! Following the man's gaze, the terrifying monster has already disappeared. Is someone trying to escape again? At this moment, the monster has already appeared below Jiang Tanding. Its mouth gapes wide, waiting for its meal. Time rewinds to when Lichi was marking a spot on the map, the mark Jiang Tanding had asked about. Don't touch that thing, Lichi warned Labuta while drawing the map. This thing is extremely dangerous. Despite Lichi's warning, Labuta had no intention of backing away. This massive monster before them was an unavoidable topic for all escape attempts. The gargoyle, it looks like an ordinary statue. They say it doesn't move when no one's trying to escape. Is this thing really alive? I told you not to mess around. I just don't believe this thing can stop us from escaping. Some say it's a beast that appeared alongside the fog. Others say the Operations Bureau created it as a device to prevent the fog from leaking out. It's like a tool to prevent fog from escaping, whether it's the fog inside our bodies or the fog we carry. Whenever someone tries to make the fog escape, it will intervene to stop them. Does this thing actually have the ability to think for itself? I believe so. They say besides sensing the fog, it can also feel people's desire to escape from here. As long as the gargoyle exists, we can never leave this place. The more we crave freedom, the more we yearn for the sunlight of the outside world, the more desperate our fate becomes. I won't let that happen. I will find a way out. Trust me, I swear I'll get you out of here. The method Labuta finally came up with was to use someone as bait to attract the gargoyle's attention. Without a doubt, he succeeded. A full bag of fog, plus Jiang Tanding's desperate desire to escape. The gargoyle's attention is drawn to Jiang Tanding. Next, as long as they leave this place, they'll become the first to successfully escape. This is the outside world. The warm sunlight on their bodies, no annoying fog around. This is the world they've been dreaming of. We really did it. We're really free. Labuta instinctively calls out to Lichi but receives no response. When he turns around, he discovers he's carrying Lichi's corpse on his back. Labuta hears a crunching sound and quickly looks toward its source. What's in the gargoyle's mouth is none other than Lichi's head. In that instant, Labuta freezes. What did he risk his life to escape for? As the gargoyle closes its mouth, Labuta abandons his last shred of reason. Knowing its certain death, he still charges madly at the gargoyle before him. Labuta did gain his freedom, did reach the world he dreamed of. But without Lichi, what meaning does any of it have? If they can't embrace under the sunlight together, then they'll die under it together. All of this happens too fast. The gargoyle seems to have just left and already returned. You idiot, I told you there's no way out of here. Number 182 sighs quietly, then raises his pot-sized fist. Before the gargoyle even crosses that wall, number 182 has already rushed to face it. Facing the monster that just killed Lichi and Labuta, he raises his fist without hesitation. That round, chubby, almost cute-looking fist actually smashes cracks into the gargoyle's body. However, after taking one attack, the gargoyle finally responds. After a brief charge up, its eyes shoot out a brilliant blue laser. Fortunately, number 182 had already reacted, managing to avoid being hit by the attack. Stop right there. Number 182 says while slowly raising his left hand. Open your mouth. After number 182 speaks, his fists rain down on the gargoyle's teeth. Punch by punch, he literally smashes out a large hole. When the hole reaches a size he's satisfied with, number 182 finally stops his pot-sized fist. His goal has been achieved. Jiang Tanding is curled up at that opening. After number 182 sees who it is, Jiang Tanding sheds tears of regret. Please, I was wrong. Please save me. Number 182 doesn't answer, simply extends his chubby hand silently. Before the gargoyle can react, number 182 182 grabs Jiang Tanding and pulls him out. As a result, because Jiang Tanding won't let go, both of them fall onto the sandy ground. When he kicked me out, I thought I was dead. That guy really wanted to kill me. Why do I have to go through all this? Open your eyes. Hearing number 182's words, Jiang Tanding instinctively opens his eyes. But seeing the monster before him, he instantly loses his composure. Say, I don't want to leave anymore. What is that thing? What is that monster? Number 182, save me. But number 182 steps on Jiang Tanding's head. Say, I don't want to leave anymore. How many times do I have to say it? There's no way out of here. I didn't lie to you. If you want to live, do as I say. Say, I don't want to leave anymore. With number 182's help, Jiang Tanding finally calms down. I don't want to leave anymore. After he says this, number 182 and the gargoyle stare silently at each other. After who knows how long, Jiang Tanding finally musters the courage to lift his head. But before him, besides that wall, there's only endless yellow sand. It disappeared. What was that thing just now? Was it just my hallucination? Number 182, what about Labuta and Lichi? Did they get out? They're dead. What you saw wasn't a hallucination. Everyone who tries to leave dies. No matter how strong they are, they can't defeat the Hollow One. Labuta lost his legs, Lichi lost her eyes. All the fog they obtained has returned to Fogland. Meanwhile, Bone Eater the Man-Eater. What a terrifying title. The person standing before Bone Eater is none other than the backpacker from before. So do you really eat people? Or are you just bluffing? Want to find out? Why don't we give it a try? I'm curious about your taste too. You're really disgusting. This texture is quite nice. I can tell from my tongue alone that you taste delicious. Let's talk business, brave child. What brings you here? I want you to help me find someone. This guy. Prisoner number 182. 182 centimeters tall, 2 moles on his left cheek, and missing his right hand. Looks delicious. Can I eat him? If you really like him that much, I can't stop you. Do you know me well? Who are you exactly? Like you. I'm also a shoulder. Don't get cocky. I've never seen a shoulder like you. That's natural. You're just a country bumpkin. I'm a shoulder from Area A where only the strong survive. Under the gaze of 2 prisoners, the gargoyle returns to its original position once again. Why didn't it bring anyone back this time? Wait, look over there. The gargoyle's tooth actually fell out. Is this real? What's going on? This is an omen. After 5 years, Babianca actually speaks. This is a major omen. That chain is about to break, Babianca says while slowly removing the hood. This is a prophecy, Babianca's prophecy. Record it quickly. The bird has flown away, Babianca says while slowly spreading both arms. That day is finally coming. Upon closer inspection, Babianca's appearance resembles legendary aliens more than humans. The scene shifts to the desert. Is the Hollow One that big white thing? Did it kill Labuta and Lichi? Not that one. There's more than one Hollow One. What is that thing for? It hunts down people who want to leave Fogland. How is that possible? Labuta and Lichi never told me. They were liars from the start. How can I believe you? People who leave here get killed by monsters? Why? If such things exist, why doesn't anyone outside know? Shut up. Didn't you see it with your own eyes? Anyone who tries to leave dies. There's no way out. This simple sentence becomes the final straw that breaks the camel's back. Jiang Tanding seems to lose all his strength. Liars. You're all liars. Impossible. Absolutely impossible. Unable to accept reality, Jiang Tanding starts screaming like a madman. So noisy. Number 182 says while physically silencing him. After leaving the sweet potatoes in a sunny spot, the two leave this section of wall. When they return to Tofu Village, it's already mealtime. But Jiang Tanding has no appetite at all. He begins to calmly think about those incredible things. The monster that prevents escapes. Like a prison guard. He doesn't know if it's a manufactured illusion or some kind of machine, but whatever it is, it's a terrifying existence powerful enough to keep these prisoners contained. Gradually, he thinks of Labuta and Lichi again. Jiang Tanding never initially suspected he was bait, but looking back now, he realizes everything was so obvious. A couple in a life-or-death situation actually had the energy to spare caring for a stranger. Something so obvious, yet he only realizes it now. His desire to escape blinded him and made him lose his reason. Thinking this, Jiang Tanding looks at number 182. Why did he save me? Does he have some ulterior motive? One thing's certain, this time it's definitely not for sweet potatoes, not for clothes, and not for fog. Before he knows it, he recalls every interaction with number 182. Jiang Tanding can't help but wonder, could it simply be because he's a good person? He had said such harsh things to him and treated him so coldly. While Jiang Tanding regrets alone, he suddenly notices number 182's hand swollen like a balloon. What's wrong with that hand? Hearing this, number 182 quickly hides his hand behind his back, then turns away sulkily to look at Jiang Tanding. I'm fine. You're acting strange. What's going on? Why is your hand so swollen? It's just a fracture. A fracture. A fracture wouldn't swell like this. Doesn't it hurt? No. It doesn't hurt even like this? Jiang Tanding says, while gently squeezing number 182's hand. No. Though number 182 says this, his body trembles slightly. To prevent the injury from worsening, Jiang Tanding can only give number 182's injured hand a simple bandaging. No, unwrap it now. This is just temporary treatment. If you unwrap it, It'll only get worse. Unwrap it. I need to eat. Even unwrapped, you can't eat. I need to use the bathroom. Don't you realize how serious this is? If you don't get treatment, you'll never be able to use that hand again. Do you think you can survive in this place with just your legs? Hearing this, number 182 finally gives up resisting. Great. Now we have almost no fighting ability at all. Forget about Zone Zero's shoulders. Even if we provoke some street thugs, we'll get beaten badly, won't we? After hearing this, the silent number 182 speaks. Let's go to the hospital. Jiang Tanding can hardly believe it. Where did you just say? Hospital? There's a hospital here? Not some scam by prisoners, right? A doctor? Is there really a doctor? Where's the doctor? Don't know. Jiang Tanding can't help but wonder, is there really a doctor in a place like this? But I fought with a doctor somewhere in Zone Zero before. In Zone Zero? But this place is much bigger than I imagined. I even saw their map before. At this moment, Jiang Tanding suddenly remembers that map. If he remembers correctly, Labuta didn't take anything with him, and all their belongings were put in that bag by Labuta. Thinking this, Jiang Tanding quickly opens the bag. Besides a small amount of fog, the bag also contains a thick stack of papers. Without a doubt, this is the map. In an instant, Jiang Tanding excitedly raises the map in his hand, while number 182 notices the fog scattered on the ground. After picking up the map, Jiang Tanding begins searching for information about the hospital. Before long, he finally finds hospital in a corner of the map. And not just the hospital. The entire map contains a tremendous amount of reference information. Based on currently known intelligence, Fogland is like a pizza, and this map depicts about 1/4 of it. Jiang Tanding starts looking for anything resembling an administrative facility, but unfortunately, the map suddenly stops near the center. However, he soon discovers it's not missing. It's been folded over. For some reason, Labuta and Lychee had used tape to hide part of the map behind the rest. When Jiang Tanding unfolds the map, he discovers a building in the corner of that section, clearly labeled Central Headquarters. In that instant, Jiang Tanding seems to see hope again. So the place managing Fogland is right at its center. Number 182. I have a plan. Let's go to the center. What are you even doing? Clearly, number 182 has already lost consciousness. Meanwhile, the scene shifts to the information broker's base. Because business has been so good lately, the fog accumulating in Kasim's hands keeps growing. People looking for the teacher and the one-armed man are swarming in. Lord Kasim, a customer is here. Before the person finishes speaking, Bone Eater already steps into the shop. Seeing Bone Eater before him, Kasim instinctively freezes for a moment. The restraint device to control his appetite, his bizarre physique, and that legend about him. The most uncontrollable guy among Zone Zero's shoulders. What can I do for you? Kasim puts on a deliberately relaxed demeanor. Bone Eater doesn't speak immediately but first hands over a photo of number 182. Kasim freezes, because the person in the photo is clearly the guy Hound is looking for. Bone Eater notices Kasim's reaction. Have you seen him? So you're looking for someone. Actually, we're already investigating that person. However, you're not the only one looking for him. How much are you offering? How about your life? That should be enough as payment, right? You're joking, right? Not harming information brokers is a recognized rule, isn't it? Then let me taste what an ear tastes like first. After Bone Eater removes his restraint device, a scream echoes from the information broker's base. Tastes quite good. Number 182's photo is left by Bone Eater on Kasim's hat. At this moment, he's lying on the ground, missing one ear. Go investigate quickly, or I'll remember your taste again. Looking at the map in his hands, Jiang Tanding discovers two problems. The area around Central Headquarters is completely empty, meaning even Lychee couldn't reach there. The other is the circled women's prison zone. If nothing unexpected, the entire map started being drawn from here. Thinking this, he falls into brief silence. Jiang Tanding still remembers there was a female teacher named Lala on the vehicle that brought them here. And later, when going to their respective classrooms, Lala had smiled and greeted him. Back then, only Lala and Jiang Tanding were science teachers. So Jiang Tanding wonders, could she have been kidnapped too? However, Jiang Tanding quickly dismisses this thought. He feels things couldn't be that coincidental. He silently reassures himself that everything should be fine. But just as Labuta said, this teacher kidnapping operation was planned in advance. At this moment, Lala has not only been kidnapped to the women's prison zone, but has also been stripped down to her underwear by others. However, her kidnapping experience differs somewhat from Jiang Tanding's, because Lala is female. Her route was different from the other teachers from the start. Only one staff member guided her. The fog here is so thick. To have such weather in the desert is truly amazing. What will the classroom be like later? However, to Lala's surprise, the staff member doesn't answer any of her questions, simply telling her get in the car. Lala gets in the car in confusion, but she senses something's wrong. After Lala fastens her seatbelt, the staff member suddenly asks her a question. Are you a science teacher? After receiving an affirmative answer, an extremely eerie laugh comes from beneath the mask. As that person slowly pulls off the mask, Lala's heart rises to her throat. Lovely little fledgling, we'll walk together to the end of the world. In that instant, the fear in Lala's heart magnifies to the extreme. She never even saw her classroom before being brought by the prisoner to this place. Lala greeted those teachers one by one precisely to make them remember her, because this is an extremely dangerous place. But now, Forget the other teachers. Even her family and the prison staff haven't noticed she's been kidnapped. Thinking this, tears slowly moisten her eyes. Stick your butt up. Do you want another beating? After the black-haired woman finishes speaking, the surrounding prisoners start jeering. Are you crying again? I'm not. I'm just sniffling. Don't ruin our drinking mood, the black-haired woman says while slamming Lala hard onto the ground. Are you really researching, Fog? Besides hiding in the corner crying all day, I haven't seen you do anything else. Tell me the truth. You can't actually do it, can you? Even if you could show some progress, that would be something. But too bad, you can't, right? I should have known, the woman says while yanking Lala's shoulder strap. To claim you can create fog, we never should have believed someone like you from the start. In that instant, Lala's heart sinks. She feels everything is about to end here. You must pay the price for this. The price for deceiving our boss, the woman says while pressing a knife to Lala's mouth. But just then, the black-haired woman's movement suddenly stops. A large hand has grasped her head from behind. In that instant, all the prisoners' faces show fear. Only Lala's eyes show renewed hope. The woman who just appeared is the very one who kidnapped Lala here, and also everyone's boss. Carly, isn't the joke going a bit too far, Nox? In an instant, Nox seems to become the Lala from moments ago. Then Carly crouches before Lala. What happened? My dear little fledgling. Carly, listen to me. That woman, she's just lying. She can't possibly make. Really? No, I can do it. I said I definitely can do it. Damn liar. Still lying to us even now. Do you think we're that easy to fool? Nox? She said she can do it. This is my little fledgling. She said it herself. Seeing this, Nox can only swallow her anger silently. Carly, you'll regret this. But Carly seems completely unconcerned about Nox's attitude. She forces a smile and turns back to Lala, trying to make the Lala on the ground less afraid of her. Let's go, little fledgling. I was only gone for a moment and you got bullied? I should just hold you tight, like this. Is there anything you need help with? Just tell me. It's okay. Carly is one of the women's prison zone shoulders, called the muscle monster. She can freely strengthen any part of her body. However, to prevent sneak attacks, Carly usually strengthens her neck as well. But this seemingly gentle person is one of the masterminds behind Lala's kidnapping. By the way, is the fog research going smoothly? Hearing this, Lala's body visibly trembles. Didn't I bring the sugar you wanted last time? What else are you missing? Could it really be like Nox said? You can't make fog? Of course not. Hearing this, Lala clearly panics. I'm about to finish it. I just need a bit more time. And Nox? She often takes up my time. Truth is, Lala still doesn't even know what fog is. How could she possibly make it? Just like Nox said, she's merely buying time. However, hearing this, Carly becomes very excited. So you just need time. Something so simple you should have told me earlier. Honestly, I'll go make Nox make up with you right now, Carly says while rushing toward where everyone is. Nox! After Carly calls Nox's name, Lala still wants to stop her, because there's no possibility of them making up. Nox might even complain to Carly. Thinking this, Lala feels she shouldn't have spoken. However, before Lala can think of a solution, Carly has already returned. Have you already talked to her? Of course! Nox just told me she'll never take up little fledgling's time again. That won't work. If you say things like that to Nox, I'll... However, before Lala finishes, Carly lowers her head. What I just said is true, right, Nox? After Carly speaks, Nox slowly emerges from behind the curtain. In that instant, Lala panics. Nox, I didn't. But before Lala finishes speaking, she's stunned by the scene before her. The Nox, who just emerged now, only has a head left. I told you, she said she won't take up your time anymore. You should have plenty of time now, right? You shouldn't need anything else, right? Now you can finally create fog. After Carly finishes speaking, she starts laughing uncontrollably, and that maniacal laughter sends Lala into extreme panic. On the other side, Jiang Tanding and number 182 also embark on their journey to find a doctor. However, his appearance is truly bizarre. Finally, even number 182 can barely stand it. What are you doing? As the saying goes, to hide a tree, hide it in a forest. To hide a person, naturally hide them in a crowd. So I'm pretending to be a prisoner now. But number 182 kicks Jiang Tanding. Stop breathing, it's annoying, and you're moving too slowly. Then he directly goes on strike. Can't walk anymore. I'm hungry. How can you do this, number 182? We're going to get you treated. We've already passed 2 cafeterias. I want to eat. You're a grown person. How are you still acting like a child? The cafeteria is a very dangerous place. Many eyes are watching me there. Eat when hungry, sleep when tired, fight whoever provokes you. Those carefree days are over, don't you understand? From the moment your arm got injured, all of that ended. Now we can neither fight with people nor stop moving. The more Jiang Tanding speaks, the more serious the situation feels. They're standing on a precipice. One wrong step and they'll fall into eternal doom. He warns himself to be extremely careful, show no flaws, and must reach the destination step by step. Meanwhile, the scene shifts to Kasim's base. After this period of effort, he's obtained an invaluably precious document, a masterpiece created jointly by information brokers from all zones, the prisoner registry, according According to Fogland's rules, deceased prisoners' numbers are reassigned to new prisoners. Based on this, the information brokers created the prisoner registry and continue updating it to this day. But the problem is, according to this registry's information, number 182's last record is deceased, and in the 22 years since then, there's no record of number 182 being reassigned. Kasim can't help but wonder, who exactly is the person wearing prisoner number 182's uniform now? Could this guy have stolen a dead person's number? Aren't there many people who steal rare numbers? No. According to Hound, that guy attended class. This means he properly received a new prison uniform. In other words, the number 182 belongs to him. Could that death record be fake? Did this guy never die at all? Though he's been hiding too long. No wonder he has a head full of white hair. How could such a thing be possible? Could he have obtained an ability to stay eternally young? Or is the prisoner registry just not updated promptly? The prisoner registry? This has been 22 years. In that much time, even the slightest disturbance should have reached some information broker's ears. After some thought, Kasim considers the only possibility he must have been deliberately hidden. In all of Fogland, only they could do such a thing. The Operations Bureau. The scene shifts, and Jiang Tanding and number 182 finally stop. Following their gazes, there's a wooden sign nailed to the scaffolding around them that reads, Dumpling Village. We finally made it. According to the map, this is the village that once had a hospital. Dumpling Village. Do you remember this place? No, I only know we're not in Tofu Village anymore. Hearing this, Jiang Tanding becomes excited too. Right, we're not in Tofu Village anymore. We finally, don't celebrate too early. Number 182 suddenly interrupts Jiang Tanding. There are many strong guys here, and the deeper you go, the more there are. Hearing this, Jiang Tanding is startled. Dumpling Village, true to its name, has a large dumpling on its sign. The moment they step into this village, Jiang Tanding is shocked by everything before him. What is all this? It's just like a shopping street. Not only is business being conducted here, but there are shops, and even an economic system has been established. If he hadn't seen it with his own eyes, Jiang Tanding wouldn't believe this place and Tofu Village are in the same prison. Of course, prosperous places can't avoid one problem. There are simply too many people here. According to the map, almost every village is within a shoulder's sphere of influence. But the only exception is Dumpling Village. It's not within any shoulder's territory. However, Jiang Tanding warns himself never to let his guard down. The more unknown a place, the more vigilant he must be. Just as he's about to walk through an alley with number 182, he discovers the person beside him has disappeared. At this moment, he hears number 182's voice, I want a dumpling. After number 182 speaks, the owner comes out. One dumpling costs 0.1 grams of fog. Jiang Tanding is about to go stop him, but number 182 has already spoken, don't have fog. Almost the instant number 182 finishes speaking, the owner's fist pounds into him. I thought it was something else. Turns out it's a thief. As these words are spoken, onlookers start discussing. Has this guy gone crazy? He dares to steal from such a traditional old shop? Jiang Tanding is dumbfounded too. In just the blink of an eye, number 182 has not only become a thief, but has also attracted everyone's attention. However, number 182, now extremely hungry, clearly isn't thinking about this. Hand over the dumpling. Are you saying you want to take for free the sacred dumpling that carries Dumpling Village's spirit in history? Are you looking down on our dumplings? Just as number 182 is about to speak, Jiang Tanding rushes over and covers his mouth. I'm terribly sorry. Let me apologize to you and the sacred dumplings on his behalf. Who are you? Are you also a thief? Of course not, because my brother has a serious illness, and his mental state isn't quite right. If you're not thieves, then what are you? Bandits? Suspicious guys wearing masks. Jiang Tanding is about to speak, but doesn't know how to explain the masks. Our village doesn't allow evil people in. Execute them. Hearing this, Jiang Tanding is completely speechless. That's enough. At this moment, an elderly voice interrupts the burly man preparing to act. Seeing the elderly person before him, the burly man actually shows a trace of fear. The two rescued men quickly look toward the short elderly person. Senior Teodi Dumpling, why are you here? True to the elder's name, both the head and the print on the clothes are shaped like a dumpling. Teodi Dumpling ignores the others and walks straight toward the two. Is your brother sick? Looks like an arm injury. The burly man quickly steps forward. They just tried to steal our sacred dumplings. What hand does he have to steal with? Come with me. Jiang Tanding never expected this crisis to be resolved so easily. Teoti Dumpling not only brings the two to the dumpling shop, but also serves them a steaming bowl of dumplings. Why are you wearing those fierce masks? You both look like good kids. Sorry about just now. He's just trying to maintain our village's order. Without that, the village wouldn't be so prosperous. We're the ones causing you trouble. How did the dumplings taste? Very delicious. Where did you get such good ingredients? You mean the filling? I picked these out from leftover food at the cafeteria. Hearing this, Jiang Tanding instinctively spits out the dumpling he hasn't swallowed. I see, he says while suppressing the urge to vomit and feeding number 182 dumplings. Teoti Dumpling is our village's pride. People often travel great distances just for a taste of these dumplings. Of course, there are also those who come for other reasons, for example, for the hospital. Hearing this, Jiang Tanding freezes. Seeing this, number 182 can only lean forward to eat the dumplings himself. If I'm not mistaken, you also came here for the hospital, right? If so, I advise you to give up as soon as possible. Teoti Dumpling slowly rolls up a sleeve, revealing a shocking scar wrapped around that arm. That place is no longer a hospital. We all call it the Demon King's castle now. Demon King's castle? What's that? There's an incredibly terrifying guy living there. This arm of mine is his handiwork. Better stay away from there. Everyone who's seen the Demon King has been left behind there. Jiang Tanding can't help but feel curious. That guy, is he also a shoulder? He's not, but even the shoulders don't dare mess with that terrifying guy. Hearing this, Jiang Tanding freezes. This means the Demon King's power is even greater than the shoulders. Seeing Taoti Dumpling about to leave, Jiang Tanding quickly speaks up. Is that all? What about the doctor? We have to see the doctor. There's no doctor at all. That's all I can tell you. I'll arrange a room for you. Leave here as soon as it's light out. Back in the room, Jiang Tanding begins to think about Taoti Dumpling's words. That place isn't a hospital anymore. He can't help wondering what exactly happened there. Did that guy called the Demon King kill all the doctors? Thinking of this, he quickly turns to number 182. 182, you said you've seen a doctor. When was that? Before. How long ago exactly? Can you tell me more details? Like what the hospital was like back then? Or anything else you can remember? After thinking for a moment, number 182 speaks. Hand got cut off. Hearing this, Jiang Tanding freezes. According to number 182's description, he was extremely hungry back then. His head was spinning, so he started looking for a hospital. When number 182 arrived at the hospital covered in blood, he found only one doctor there. Then he said, "Doctor, make me an arm." Hearing this, Jiang Tanding can't help interrupting. You really said it like that. How did he respond? Number 182 silently lifts his head and begins recalling what happened. He said to me, "Are you insane? How am I supposed to make you an arm?" That's what he said. Jiang Tanding is speechless, because he feels any normal person would say that. However, number 182's next words leave him even more speechless. "So I beat him up. Then he hit me back. So I beat him again. The person who killed the doctor. It wasn't you, was it? No. So you just taught that doctor a little lesson. Is that what you mean?" But number 182's expression suddenly changes. It turns out in that fight back then, the one who lost was number 182. That guy beat me up in the end. No way. I need to go beat him. I have to hit him back. What are you talking about? Who are you going to beat? We don't even know if the doctor's dead or alive, right? And didn't you say the doctor isn't at the hospital? However, to Jiang Tanding's surprise, number 182 tells him the doctor is in the hospital right now. Jiang Tanding is puzzled. He doesn't know why number 182 is so certain. Number 182 says, "I heard him." Number 182 can hear a very distinct sound, the sound of someone spinning surgical forceps with their fingers. At the same time, the owner of that hand gently grips the forceps in his hand, then slowly puts his hand back into his pocket and leans gently against the window. Because number 182 said yesterday the doctor was here, the two arrive at the Demon King's castle early in the morning. This place used to be called Noah Medical Center, but now the sign is covered in bloodstains. Even more terrifying, as they walk, they find corpses everywhere, from ancient decayed bones to bodies that haven't even started rotting. Jiang Tanding starts to believe Taoti Dumpling didn't lie to him. This place truly isn't a hospital anymore. "Mr. 182, are you sure the doctor is here? Didn't I tell you? I heard him." Actually, it wasn't until last night that Jiang Tanding learned what number 182's talent is. When number 182 told him he heard the doctor's voice, he quickly pressed him on what exactly he meant. But number 182 starts whistling at that moment. Without a doubt, he's trying to hide something. So Jiang Tanding presses again about the doctor's voice. But number 182 angrily turns his head away. Finally, Jiang Tanding realizes something. "Could your talent be related to hearing?" "Don't know. I don't understand what talent means." But the more number 182 evades, the more certain Jiang Tanding becomes. "You definitely have one. Haven't you used fog? Is it the kind of ability that lets you hear sounds ordinary people can't hear? That's why you always said I was noisy before, right? Tell me, if you really have that ability, it would help us a lot." "I don't. But unfortunately, because number 182 just turned away, he doesn't see it. He has no idea that when Jiang Tanding said those words, he covered his mouth with his hand. Only when he turns back does number 182 realize he's fallen for Jiang Tanding's trick, and Jiang Tanding is equally shocked, because the voice he just used would be hard for ordinary people to hear, even without covering his mouth. Having his secret exposed, number 182 angrily kicks Jiang Tanding. The sound was barely a whisper, just his lips moving, but number 182 heard it. Without a doubt, he must have a talent. Jiang Tanding is curious. If number 182 heard the doctor's voice, then is this place a hospital or the Demon King's castle? Now, the only way to confirm this is to go there themselves. However, Jiang Tanding doesn't act rashly this time. He first has number 182 hide behind a pillar. After all, Taoti Dumpling said the Demon King is very powerful, so they prepared a plan from the start. But he still has number 182 listen first to see if he can hear any suspicious sounds from the front entrance. 182, do you remember our plan? I remember. Then tell me what it is. Knock on the door, then hide quickly. If the person who comes out isn't the doctor, run away with teacher. Hearing that number 182 remembers, Jiang Tanding feels nervous, but also a bit excited. Good, let's execute the plan now. Jiang Tanding calls this plan hit and run, because aside from his hearing, number 182's speed is on par with Labuda's. So if number 182 makes the move, they should be able to figure out what's inside the hospital without risk, according to Jiang Tanding's plan. Number 182 first needs to kick the hospital door to attract attention from inside. After that, he needs to leave the hospital entrance as fast as possible. Then, while watching to see if anyone comes out, use number 182's extraordinary hearing to gather intelligence. But after waiting for a long time, no one comes out of the hospital entrance. Did you hear any suspicious sounds? No. Then let's try again. This time we need to hit harder. Like before, number 182 kicks the door, but with much more force this time. But even so, after waiting a long time, still no one comes out of the hospital entrance. Did you hear any suspicious sounds this time? No. Jiang Tanding can't help wondering, could there be nothing here? But number 182 clearly heard the doctor's voice before. Let's try one more time. I'll really use force this time. Jiang Tanding is about to stop him, but number 182 has already rushed out. But before he even starts kicking, the glass on the hospital's main door explodes. Unfortunately, Jiang Tanding doesn't see what actually happened. He thinks number 182 kicked too hard this time. With no choice, he calls number 182 back in the faintest voice. 182, you can hear me, right? Get out now. Almost the instant Jiang Tanding finishes speaking, number 182's figure comes flying, straight out from inside the hospital. Due to the speed, he even rolls on the ground for quite a while. Jiang Tanding can't help wondering what happened inside. He suddenly realizes, could number 182 have encountered the Demon King? After number 182 flies out, a person wearing green pants slowly walks out, and in his hand, surgical forceps are spinning rapidly. Seeing this, Jiang Tanding freezes. Could this guy not be the Demon King? Before Jiang Tanding can think further, the mysterious person has already walked out of the hospital. Such ill-mannered prisoner brats. That white coat plus green surgical scrubs, without a doubt, he's a doctor. Jiang Tanding hasn't figured out what to do when the doctor has already walked to the wall. Unexpectedly, number 182 speaks. It's the doctor. Because according to Jiang Tanding's plan, if it's the doctor, he doesn't need to run away with him. But the doctor doesn't know their plan, so he can only guess this guy's intentions. Don't tell me you're here looking for a doctor? Yes. As number 182 speaks, he slowly stands up. He lifts his left hand, bandaged by Jiang Tanding, in front of the doctor. Fix my arm. However, the doctor's response is, I'll give you 3 seconds. Get as far away as possible. Hearing their conversation, Jiang Tanding quickly reminds from the side, Mr. 182, you need to be more polite. Better act pitiful. The doctor walks up to number 182 and hooks his mask with his hand. Did you bring fog? Or do you think you're qualified to be treated like a human being, you damned criminal? You're a doctor. So what? What does it matter to me that you're injured, you jerk? Almost the instant the doctor finishes speaking, number 182 launches a knee strike. Seeing this, Jiang Tanding is stunned. Number 182 couldn't beat the doctor before, let alone now when he can't even use his hands. And just as Jiang Tanding expected, number 182's attack is firmly caught by the doctor. That's more like it. That's what criminals do. Ill-mannered jerk, the doctor says while launching a side kick. Number 182 dodges the doctor's attack with a backward lean. The result is that Jiang Tanding, who is hiding behind the wall, gets hit by the doctor's attack. Number 182, who should have been hit, narrowly dodges. Not bad. You actually dodged? You one-armed cripple, you can still hold up? But the doctor clearly doesn't expect that although number 182 can't use his hands, he can still use his elbow. Number 182 uses his elbow as a pivot to spin and rise from the ground, then, using that momentum, kicks hard toward the doctor's chest. However, the doctor reacts quickly. Almost the second number 182 makes contact, he firmly grabs number 182's foot. That was really dangerous just now. After steadying himself, the doctor grabs number 182's ankle and throws him to the ground. As for Jiang Tanding, he's already passed out from that earlier attack. What will you do now? Looks like you can't use your feet either. Unable to use his arms, with his ankle grabbed, number 182 now has almost no way to escape this situation. What can you do now, you one-armed cripple? Who would have thought, the moment the doctor finishes speaking, number 182's other leg wraps around the doctor like a snake. He forcefully controls the doctor's arm with his incredibly strong core and explosive power. Although number 182 feet's arm is injured and both legs can't exert force, he still has his teeth. And what surprises the doctor is that this guy isn't just simply biting. Number 182's real intention is to bite the doctor's thumb flexor muscle, forcing him to lose control of his ankle grip. Little does he know, number 182's action also piques the doctor's interest. After an attack so fast it's almost invisible, number 182 is forced to release the doctor's arm. Mind you, number 182 doesn't let go himself. His jaw muscles lose their strength, and not just his jaw muscles. The doctor strikes number 182's calf, thigh, and waist at speeds too fast to see. Left with no choice, number 182 is forced to jump off the doctor. To his surprise, he suddenly can't stand up. His right leg seems beyond his control. Flexor and brachioradialis, plus palmaris longus and peroneus longus. That's how the power lines are severed. After the doctor finishes speaking, he starts spinning the forceps in his hand again. After spinning it a few times, he grips it firmly in a reverse hold. So, you should have left before the 3-second countdown ended. As the doctor speaks, he aims the forceps at number 182 feet's artery. Stop. At the critical moment, Jiang Tanding rushes out and tackles number 182. Stop. Calm down. We're not here to fight. We're here to see the doctor. What the hell? Where did this vermin crawl out from? I'm not sure if this is a hospital. Why are you looking for a hospital? Just keep living your rotten life and go die. After all, you're criminals. Obviously, the doctor in front of them absolutely hates the prisoners here. What if I'm not a criminal? Hearing this, the doctor visibly freezes. What nonsense are you spouting now? Jiang Tanding directly pulls open his eyelid. Look, I've never used fog. I'm 100% an ordinary person. Seeing this, even the doctor is confused. An ordinary person? Why would an ordinary person appear here? There's a prisoner education program. I'm a teacher participating in that program. Who would have thought a riot broke out during classes? And I got trapped inside. After Jiang Tanding finishes, he solemnly kneels before the doctor. You're a doctor, right? Please help me. Who would expect? After hearing all this, the doctor can't help laughing. Prisoner education program? How amusing. It's true. Look at this tie. This is 100% pure Italian wool, high quality stuff. And the pants too. Does this look like something a prisoner could get? Even though Jiang Tanding is so worked up, the doctor is surprisingly calm this time. So, what help do you need? I hope you can help me make a phone call to the operations bureau, and while you're at it, treat him too. But the doctor just silently glances at number 182. Is he also a teacher? Number 182 mimics Jiang Tanding and shows his eyes to the doctor. And at this moment, Jiang Tanding falls silent. He must make a choice once again. That's right, he's also a teacher, a PE teacher who came with me. Meanwhile, a group of hooded, skeletal prisoners arrive at Kasim's stronghold, and the person who really came to find Kasim has long been standing right in front of him. The promised day has come, my seaweed-flavored friend. The boss of those guys is none other than Zono's shoulder, Bone Eater. Kasim, missing one ear from being eaten, is obviously frightened. I don't think we agreed on a specific day. Did you forget? Didn't I say, when I miss your taste? Hearing this, Kasim's expression becomes extremely grave. Dumpling Village. Witnesses say they appeared in Dumpling Village. With almost no hesitation, Kasim hands over this intelligence to Bone Eater. Bone Eater opens his mouth slightly, but this time he just shows a satisfied smile. With almost no hesitation, he immediately runs toward the door. Lord Kasim, is this really okay? To just give away premium intelligence the hounds are also looking for? What choice do I have? Do you want me to get eaten? I mean, use your brain and think of another way. If he touches you, will the other shoulders just sit by? Besides, you're the only fog merchant in all of Zono. Didn't you hear the sounds coming from that guy's stomach? Sometimes you need to use your brain. Sometimes you don't know what kind of person that guy is. He doesn't care about the unwritten rules between shoulders, nor about the boundaries with the operations bureau. Can't you see? That guy doesn't care about anything now. The only thing controlling that guy now is gluttony. And so, Zono's shoulder, Bone Eater, sets off on the road to Dumpling Village. After successfully deceiving the doctor, Jiang Tanding and number 182 enter the hospital. But seeing the scene before him, Jiang Tanding finds it hard to believe. Not only are the corners covered in cobwebs, even the walls are full of cracks. Compared to a hospital, this place looks more like ruins. Jiang Tanding can't help wondering, if this really is a hospital, what happened here before? Just as Jiang Tanding is thinking, he hears the sound of someone pushing open a door. The places I just injured, just restore them to their original state, right? Of course, as long as you can treat him. My name is Jiang Tanding. As Jiang Tanding speaks, he walks over. However, the doctor steps back half a step. Don't touch. You'll get infected. Hey Young, that's my name. The doctor's attitude remains cold. Thank you for this, Dr. Hey Young. I'm not a doctor. Hey Young then looks at number 182 lying on the bed. What's that guy's name? Jiang Tanding is about to answer 182 but instinctively freezes. If he says that name, number 182's identity will definitely be exposed. Jiang Tanding immediately decides to give him a fake name. His name is David. You said this guy is a PE teacher, so why is he so aggressive? Because we heard a terrifying rumor, something about a demon king living here, and then we saw the hospital had become like this. Did something happen? You guessed right, something did happen. That's why I said before about contacting the operations bureau. I can't help you, because my situation is the same as yours. I'm also trapped here. The moment he hears this, Jiang Tanding involuntarily shivers. He can hardly believe his ears. Wait, did I hear that wrong? Aren't you with the operations bureau? Why are you saying you're trapped here? So you thought I was with the operations bureau? That's a huge misunderstanding. That was 4 years ago. I was sent here as a surgical intern. Many people were sent here at the time. Besides interns like me, there were quite a few specialist doctors. But before long, everyone died. Because a prisoner lost control, I was the only survivor. And after that, didn't they take any measures? Hearing this, Hey Young gives a cold laugh. If they really did, would I still be in this godforsaken place for 4 years? But I heard it's because of the fog that the operations bureau has difficulty conducting rescues. Who would expect? After Jiang Tanding finishes, Hey Young laughs even louder. You're actually saying because of the fog? Those operations bureau guys, you haven't seen them even once, have you? Those damn bastards? They operate wearing gas masks. They're not unable to find us. They simply don't bother looking. The scene shifts to a corner of the hospital, filled with doctors' gravestones. Those are all the people who came here with Hai Young. After the surgery begins, Jiang Tanding sits outside the door, lost and dejected. Now that his last hope has been shattered, he has to carefully recall all the previous details. From the entrance, there was thick fog here. Back then, no one knew anything. All the teachers inhaled the fog from the very beginning. Those guys didn't prepare gas masks, nor did they warn about the fog. Even the soldiers who came with the teachers wore ordinary masks. Jiang Tanding can't help wondering, could those soldiers have no connection addition to the operations bureau, he suddenly thinks of He Young. He Young was also sent here, just like Jiang Tanding. He suddenly realizes a common thread. Those soldiers, like the doctors before, all died. Does this mean those soldiers knew nothing? Were they also deceived into coming? Jiang Tanding suddenly thinks of his reason for coming here. Back then, they told Jiang Tanding they needed teachers, capable teachers, great people who could make hope take root no matter where they were. The one who said those words was the World United Crater Management Bureau. I'm visiting you as Chief Special Envoy, Mr. Jiang. I apologize for this sudden visit without prior notice. Of course, it's fine. I wonder what brings the World United Crater Bureau to me. However, the man doesn't directly answer Jiang Tanding's question. Mr. Jiang, your residence is even more modest than I imagined. Aren't you the son of Dr. Edward and Dr. Selina? Your family has been renowned for its substantial wealth for a long time. That's not my money. I became independent a long time ago. So are you here to ask about my parents or about my brother? Neither. I came specifically for you, Mr. Jiang Tanding. I heard you refused to pursue academia and chose to teach instead. More or less, as Jiang Tanding says this, he's very uncertain, glancing at the man across from him from time to time. You're truly remarkable. Despite having such excellent genes, you still gave up the original opportunities and conditions to walk your own path. You're exactly the kind of great person we need, the man says, pushing a document in front of Jiang Tanding. Would you like to work with us? What is this? Looking at the prisoner education program in front of him, Jiang Tanding is curious. Let me explain. This is an international prison. We hope you can be in charge of a long-term education project there. You mean you want me to go to a prison? Jiang Tanding finds it hard to believe. Yes, prisons are places where dreams are hard to nurture, which is why we need someone like you who's both capable and sharp-minded. Why such high praise? Compared to my family, being a teacher isn't such a remarkable profession, is it? That's exactly what makes you great. It's this Mr. Jiang who is the great person in our eyes who can make hope sprout, whether the place you go is heaven or hell. Meanwhile, the surgery is about to begin. David, you've seen the state of the hospital. I can't anesthetize you now. Can you endure it? As He Young speaks, he places a cloth over number 182's head. But don't worry, I'll take care of all the injured areas in one go. The instant He Young finishes speaking, his eyes undergo a change. Then he cuts open number 182's skin with a scalpel. In his eyes, number 182's muscles and blood vessels appear exceptionally clear. As He Young exerts himself again, even those minute muscle cells come fully into his view. Using this ability, he reconnects each of the muscles he previously severed. This process seems slow, but in reality, He Young's speed has long been leaving afterimages, so the entire surgery doesn't last too long before he's already sewn up the wounds. This way, all those muscles he severed before are fully restored. Before continuing the surgery, he checks number 182's condition. Not bad, didn't pass out, and can hold back from screaming. Now let's treat your left hand. I heard it was broken. It's a bit swollen. If Jiang Tanding were here, he would definitely notice that number 182's hand has almost healed. Since the x-ray is broken, can I open it up to look? I'll probably have to cut quite large. I'm starting now. Try to endure it. Although number 182 can indeed endure, this time his eyes roll back. It turns out He Young's quite large means cutting open almost the entire hand of number 182, comminuted fracture, and there are signs of secondary injury. What on earth did you do? He Young prepares to first clean number 182's soft tissue, but an accident occurs when removing the bone fragments. He can clearly feel that something seems to be preventing him from removing the bone fragments. He Young looks carefully and discovers that those already shattered bone fragments are actually connected together. But after examining the trajectory of those bone fragments, He Young realizes it's not simply connected. These bone fragments are actually slowly returning to their original positions. Seeing this, He Young angrily rips off his mask. Before long, the operating room door opens. Seeing He Young come out, Jiang Tanding quickly stands up. Is the surgery over? But seeing the scene before him clearly, Jiang Tanding knows things aren't that simple. It turns out it's not just He Young coming out. Even number 182, who just had surgery, is being carried out by He Young. Do you want to die? You actually dared to make me treat a prisoner. Although he doesn't know what happened, without a doubt, number 182's identity has been exposed.